feeling the groove there. I could tell.
I was. What happened to
you? You were very excited. Every once in a while, like OBS just doesn't play it.
OBS.
They heard it though. They
did.
They heard it. We did not.
Okay, all right.
Because sometimes I'm like, we don't need to.
As long as they heard it.
We don't need to hear it. Ellie, Guardian Down, Krill, Baker. How's it going? Good to see you all. It is a wonderful Thursday evening once again. This beautifully air-conditioned room right here. It's nice and chill
yes,
here.
room temperature controlled.
There's a nip in the air.
A little bit. It's all right, though. It's good. It's about to get hot.
It's about to get hot with some whole lots of ABV going to be coursing through our veins and in our passageways and all this kind of thing. But yeah, it's good to see you all. Thankfully, it is wonderful. I'm just taking it easy tonight and tomorrow. It's the 4-year anniversary of my granddad's death, so I'm just vibing. That sounds like the right thing to do on a day like that when you're kind of just relaxing. And it's good that you've got Orla with you too. You got your sweet little puppy there to kind of comfort you as well. So that is excellent. We'll try and do that in some small way, but it is Thursday evening once again. It is podcast time, and it is time once again for myself, Andrew,
and Keith,
the founders of About Beverages, to do some podcasting. So this should be a lot of fun. Tyson, first show of 2023. Let's go.
That's right.
And Ellie asks, how's life in the world of Keith?
Life in the world of Keith is good. It's yeah. No, things are good. Moving along quickly, too fast sometimes it seems, but things are good. Had a few extra days off over the new year, and just enjoyed that kind of cold, rainy weather that we had.
Ooh, that was nice.
To go out in that, so
it was
it was good.
Lots of rain. That was nice.
Good.
Pocket, it is wonderful to see you. How are you doing this fine evening? We have many beverages to talk about this evening. We've got a couple beers. We've got a whiskey that I've been dying to try, and thankfully my nasal passages I think are open enough to actually try it. So that's why I'm also very excited for that. But we're going to start out with a sour beer from a brewery that we've enjoyed a few things from Streetside.
We have we've a couple of things from them.
There was some cereal milk, I think, wasn't that them?
Yeah, cereal milk.
That was Streetside.
The Gose something. It was a
Gose Face Killer, which was also good.
Yes, that was good.
And now we've got another Gose for this. Give it a shot. I mean, oh wait, no, this isn't.
And
we're just opening with this.
Yeah.
If you guys want to know what we're having, as always, you can use the beverage command in chat. Those are the links to all the things that we will be trying. But first picture overall is this guy right here. What is the name of this, Keith? While I reach over.
Looks
the
like
beverage fridge.
Let's do lime. Oh, I don't know.
I think it's. I think it says more than that.
Well, it says. Well,
F it.
Yes.
We are following the guidelines of YouTube, which now does not appreciate language in the first. I think it's 30 seconds now. They don't want you to be throwing out the words. So this is just. It will do it lime.
It will do it lime. The website has the F and the K.
Yeah.
But on the can, there's nothing there.
I wonder if that is 100% like based on maybe beer regulations. You can't
probably
even insinuate at all. Like
that
was too much.
Oh no Mountain Dew. Mountain Dew will stay away from that tonight. Although with that kind of color of the lime there, you never know what we might get in this. But yeah, that's right. Our last actual podcast was the pilk and the Mountain Dew.
The pilk and the
That's
Mountain
why we
Dilk.
had to take an extra week off.
Exactly.
No, I'm just kidding.
Funk It, Groovy Tunes Brew. I know. There you go. That's what it is. Funk It. That is what they're actually saying. So
now, does this have because I know the Gose Face Killer was a reference, right?
It was
a musical reference
to the Wu-Tang Clan.
Okay, and is this any sort of reference? Or
I don't think it.
Okay, all right.
I think it is actually. Well, actually, I am at their website right now, which again we've got a link to it in the chat here. Streetside's done it again. We picked the perfect summer treat and made it in beer form. I have had this for a little bit, not that long. So I have not had this since summer. I've only had this probably like a month or so.
Yeah, no,
so
I
I'm
only
not
saw
sure.
this recently pop up.
Maybe we just got it here in Southern Arizona a little bit more recent.
Well, because they know it's summer all year round here.
That is actually correct. They literally could do that, even though they are out of Cincinnati, Ohio. Oh, another Ohio brewery. Nice. Right there. This one is 4.7% ABV. And I thought it was part of a series. That's why I was starting to read that, but I don't see it mentioning anything there. But I know they do a lot of different Goses. Like I said, we've kind of started to know them for their sours. I have had at least one IPA from them at some point. But everything has been quite delicious. So we're going to crack this one open too. Is secretly so relieved there is no mountain. Oh, God. We could do crab juice. That's the one thing we didn't try.
Yeah.
But the Mountain Dew was like, again, overall the final reprieve on that was it was not as bad as I thought it was going to be.
And it didn't curdle. It separated. The solid
separated.
Right. At least for us, it didn't curdle. For others, it may have, but not for us. So
yeah, if for some reason it curdled for you, maybe check the dates on your milk next time before you Mountain Dew.
That's right.
That's all I can say.
Because Mountain Dew won't bring bad milk back.
It will not bring bad milk back. It will
just make good milk bad. No, I'm just kidding. When good milk goes bad in Mountain Dew.
Going to bed proper. Enjoy your drinks, gents. I'll see you tomorrow, bright and early, Bevs. All right, Elliot, sounds good. Get some good sleep. Good to see you. We curdled in chat with no beverages. Yeah, that definitely you did. They say, I think they actually do.
They say,
only hear what I want to. I wasn't sure which way you were going to go. Okay, so funny how obviously we sing every chance we get.
Of course.
It seems like. But no, there is a quest in Destiny right now, and I have trouble saying it without saying the song that I usually sing. Okay. But then I think it was Krill in chat the other day mentioned it, or maybe it was someone else. I don't want to put that on you if it's not. Mentioned in chat, they're like, oh, I always think it's this song.
Oh,
so
okay.
So there's two songs that both of them. So it's not like it's like a deep, like, wow, you don't know Led Zeppelin's fourth album, the third cut on the, whatever. It's nothing weird like that.
I probably would know that.
That one you probably might. Yeah. But like I said, but this one you will. So the quest is called More Than a Weapon.
More Than a Weapon.
More Than a Weapon is the name of the quest. So what song are you going? I think you found a third.
I went with More Than This from Roxy Music.
You went with a third option.
A third option. Or there's also More Than a Weapon.
That's what someone in chat said. They went with the Bee Gees version.
Right.
Because they said that
More than a weapon to me.
Yeah, so I started singing that.
So there's a third?
So mine is, more than a weapon. So mine was more than a weapon.
More than. Oh, that's good too. Okay.
Yeah, that was what I always sing.
Good.
I always say more than a weapon. And then, like I said, I'm pretty sure it was Krill in chat. Was like all of a sudden
more than a weapon.
Yeah, it was like Bee Gees. I was like Bee Gees, and I didn't. And then when they put more, then I got it, and I was like more than a weapon, more than a weapon to me. And yeah, we all thought that was pretty funny. It was inspired, but I leave it to you to find a third option of a song.
More.
So what is that one?
It's more Than This by Roxy Music.
Okay.
You've probably heard it before.
Have I?
Yeah. You can't really. You have to really listen.
Is that a song or is that just some throat singing that you do?
It's some throat singing.
Get yourself going in the morning.
Brian Ferry has that very light sort of voice where he just kind of doesn't really even say the words. Just kind of sounds like
he's the Christopher Cross of your generation.
Christopher Cross is Brian Ferry can be better. Can be good.
Here it goes.
That's a good comparison though.
The Boston version is equally valid as the Bee Gees. It's all love. It's all love, Mike Tyson. Yeah, it is all love, as Mike Tyson would say. All right, so we've got they are definitely going for it. When I bought this originally, I thought of my wife is a huge fan of key lime pie, and that is kind of what they say they're going for here. Delightful pie crust, key lime, pleasant salinity because of the Gose. Actual Mike Tyson quote. What is that? Is that from one of the Hangover movies, or is that actually just Mike Tyson was being interviewed on like Arsenio Hall at some point and was like, you know what? Boston version is equal to be. It's all love.
It's all love.
It's all love. Because I am definitely getting this is key lime pie in the aroma. I have not had a sip yet. Have you already gone?
No, I have
sip?
not, but I want to.
All
I'm ready.
Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay. Ooh,
that's quite limey and tart.
That is limey and tart. Oh my God, that is fantastic.
Oh
Ooh,
yeah.
That is invigorating, the amount of lime tart right there. That is like fresh squeezed like lime tart. And there's a little bit of salt. And then at the very end, I get some of that sweetness kind of comes through that vanilla like crust, but it's very light. And I would almost say it's almost a little too tart, but I like it.
Yes. I don't really get a lot of because now what I've learned with Pocket is when I'm looking for sour beers for her, if it mentions anything like pie, it usually is not in consideration anymore. Because usually that crust note is not what she's looking for.
Oh, it's so delicious.
But this actually doesn't.
Buttercups.
This doesn't really have a lot of crust, I don't think.
Not in the taste.
Yeah.
There's a little light, which I think if you just had all that lime, it would be too much. So that at least kind of softens the finish a little bit. And it's more of like a light vanilla sweet.
Yeah.
Again, I have, like I said, maybe second sip. I was trying to take like a big sip. I was gonna be like, I'm gonna take a big old sip. I was like, oh, I must stop. It's too much.
That's good.
It's great. Yeah.
It's got lots of lime. Yeah, lime, and then like a little vanilla.
Yeah, just a little light vanilla.
Yep.
I like that crust note when it does come through. That's usually actually that's a good thing for me. Oh, man. That is invigorating. That wakes up the tongue. That is nice.
It is. It's almost
that is excellent.
It reminds me of a margarita almost in that really tart.
Because the salt's in there too, and the that's actually a good call. Although margarita might not even be that tart.
No, not that.
To be honest with you,
that's good though.
Oh, what if you use that in a margarita? What if you put some tequila?
Well, I wonder. I think you almost could actually.
You almost could use this as your mix, because you don't need the salt. You already have the lime.
Right.
You have a little bit of sweet, which would normally be your You'd probably still have to add a little more sweet, maybe. Because it's probably not quite enough, like I said, the agave nectar kind of thing. But you might want to add just a little bit, and then you probably could put tequila.
You could put a little splash of tequila in
We
there.
have never actually talked about doing that, but it honestly could be.
It would work.
Streetside, once again, you've done it. You've made my mouth very happy.
I don't know if it's a lawnmower slammer. I don't think well, that's what it says. Hey, they said they come together for
that
a
was
great
my nickname
lawnmower,
in college. You settle down.
Slammer.
You settle down.
But because of it is so tart, I don't think you can drink it like.
No, that is true.
I'm not gulping this one. I want to, but then my mouth is watering like crazy.
I want to. I pine to. I desire to.
I desire to.
Yeah, that is just really good. Yeah, if you like sour beer, man, that is just. So, what do you think? Would this be pocket approved?
I would offer this. I would present it.
Oh, Jesus Christ! Of course you'd offer it.
No, I would present it. Well, no, there's
an altar at your house that
there are some that are no.
Oh, of course.
That I've had, and I'm like, no, that one's got too much crust. That one's got this, that, the other.
Too much.
This
crust.
one is this is possible. Yeah.
Pocket of possible.
There you go. That's right. Pocket of possible.
Pocket of
maybe.
Too
potential.
Potential.
Possible.
Now, I have not mowed a lawn in forever, though, so I don't know what I would actually want to slam if I mowed a lawn.
Well, they always used to call like the Kolsch's or lawnmower beers.
Water then is what you want apparently when you're mowing your lawn.
Kolsch has some flavor, but it's lower in alcohol. But yes, if I'm mowing my lawn, I want to hydrate.
Never mow another man's lawn. That's what I always think of whenever I hear that term.
What is that from?
It's from Kingpin.
Oh,
remember when he fights when they're about to get in the fight? So then what is it? Woody Harrelson winds up punching him in the face. Because it's Roger Clemens. Roger Clemens are about to get in that fight in the bar over the woman or whatever.
Right.
And he's and they're going back and forth, and he just runs over and he just punches his friend in the face. He's like, "You never know mow another man's lawn." He's like, "Hey, thanks."
He said handsome, not handless.
Yeah, I think you did a little too much there. Well, I didn't want him to think we were in cahoots. Well, I think you proved that to him when you rubbed Tabasco in his eyes. I think he says that, and then he says, "I want to think we're in cahoots," and then she says, "Like, well, yeah." And then you didn't have to go have beers with them. That movie is still a classic. A little over the top, but a classic.
Oh yeah,
yeah. This is great. Yeah,
I like it.
Streetside keeps winning me over with very delicious things. It makes me now, since I'm actually at their website, which for the most part I like quite a bit because they do have lots of information on things. Tap room, our story, current tap list. What is the current tap list if we were in Ohio right now at one Streetside Brewery? Socially influenced Imperial Brown Ale with waffles, maple, and vanilla, 12%. That sounds delicious.
That sounds good.
Come on, the Water's Fine New England IPA with citrus, Sabro, and Eldorado. Cereal milk is still there. Two Princes.
Oh, Prince is here before you.
That's what I said now.
Prince who just adores you.
Berliner Weiss with caramelized pineapple and amaretto. I would try it. They have sold me so much. I would literally try anything.
Yeah.
I drink your milkshake IPA with mosaic, blueberries, and vanilla.
I drink your milkshake.
Man, I think everything they have sounds good. Dear Lord, bourbon barrel caked fraudulent activity, imperial pastry stout with cake, chocolate, coconut, hazelnut, and vanilla, 15%. I got to move to Ohio.
Just for this.
Just for this brewery, literally. Just this brewery. Black Cat's English Brown Ale. Look at all these things. What's this one? Another song. Keith, belt it out.
Yeah, there we go.
Raspberry Beret. Raspberry Berliner Weiss, 5%. That's actually not an Imperial Berliner Weiss, but that's kind of up there already.
For Berliner Weisses, yeah.
5%.
Usually you're like in the 3 to 4 range.
Yeah, exactly.
And there are we've seen Imperials like Berliner Weisses, I think, that are 6.
They're usually 6. Yeah. Those are the ones from Abnormal, I think, does that Imperial Berliner Weiss. They do the what's the one we like from it's the cherry limeade. Have you had that one? We've had that one. I know we've done a podcast
Abnormal.
on it.
Yeah,
Abnormal.
Oh, that's really good.
I think that one's an Imperial, and I think that's like at 6%. Return of the Mac Coffee Blonde with caramel cream. I'm assuming is what they meant to do.
Probably.
Or
as opposed to creme.
Creme. Coffee. Oh, that sounds interesting.
Coffee blonde.
You know what I missed? A trend that I liked, and the only reason I say I liked it is because one brewery did a really good one of them, was remember the IPA that actually had coffee in it? Which sounds really weird, Chad. I know you're kind of like,
well, didn't Stone did one, right?
That's the only one I can think of off the top of my head that was really good.
Somebody else was doing those lighter with coffee.
But that one was excellent. Like I remember us like literally buying out stores when we would see it. It was just it was this neat little different flavor in what you normally got out of it at that time, especially a West Coast bitter IPA.
Yep.
And they did a good job with like just the right amount of coffee, just a little bit in there. That was just always so enjoyable. So yeah, I would definitely recommend, like I said,
wow, that one just
people do some
continues to make the puckering and the watering mouth.
New beer horror movie, The Puckering.
The puckering.
The shinning. Online ordering. Oh my God. Can we get any of these beers shipped to us? What can we order for pickup? Schedule for later. No. Can we pick that up the next 35 minutes?
Is that how fast it could be done?
Apparently. To go cans. Wow. They've got a lot. They have wine too? Interesting. Multiple imperial pastry stouts. Man, we need to encourage Tap and Bottle to get more of this. more beers from Streetside.
Oh yeah,
and more variety from them as well. Like I said, I don't know if they've actually done.
Yeah, we'll have to maybe suggest that next time. Maybe in there. Speak to Scott and Rebecca.
That's true. I was going to go actually look at Tap and Bottle, but I need to talk to them about that. There is no search functionality to see what you have by a certain brewery.
Oh, there used to be.
I know.
And they changed it, huh?
Yeah, you haven't seen it, have you?
Oh, that's.
Have you used their app in a while, though, I guess?
I have used it. Yeah, you're right. It has gotten a little, just kind of takes you to like a generic beginning.
Yeah,
place.
The app and the website just like literally takes you like right to just that kind of stuff. But yeah, no, this is absolutely fantastic. So what have you been doing the last week or two? Obviously, we had a lot of holiday festivities that were super wonderful. A lot of good times.
Yep.
A lot of food. A lot of
much food.
A lot of beverages. Yeah. Too much food. I think because I was sick, it was a nice benefit. I actually lost 5 pounds, so that's always a good thing around the holidays. I know.
Good for you.
Good for you. Good for you.
I was eating more, than I should have been, but now's the time to correct that and move.
You mean with the birthday festivities this weekend?
Yeah. Well, no. We'll try to skirt that a little bit at least.
That's where you just
reduction.
So you just encourage you, like, yeah, you should have a giant, like a lot of meat and stuff like that. And then you'd be like, I'm just gonna have
salad. Just bring.
You just bring your own little salad kit.
Salad bar.
You just pull a salad kit out of your back pocket. You're like, I brought my food.
Just have an energy bar. I'm fine.
I'll be fine. Some sort of Nutrigrain or something like that. But yeah, a lot of wonderful food. We had like a lot of very, very delicious beers. I don't know if anything stood out to you at all, or from your recollection. Like I said, we were just talking about the Lost Highway because we're gonna have a black IPA again tonight. So we're talking about the Lost Highway, which is from, why does that brewery always escape me?
The Lost Highway?
Yeah.
Or is from Mother Road.
Mother Road. Okay. Yeah. I always want to call them Mother something else. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, Mother Road Brewing. Like I said, from that we had that one. Like I said, was definitely like, because anytime you see a black IPA, that kind of stands out. Just that used to be a big trend that was another like trend that lasted. It had a fairly decent window in the brewery and beer community, and then it.
Yeah, because Stone had the Sublimely Self-Righteous, which was really good. Which actually did. I think they re-released that.
That did make a comeback, yeah. Because I remember you buying some of those, right?
Yep.
Lucky, how's it going? Here. Good to see you, Lucky. How are you? What are you up to? But yeah, like I said, the black IPA stuff was had made a little bit of a comeback, and then I'm trying to think of what else. Like I said, but yeah, I haven't.
The Willetized.
The Willetized is always good. That was the new one for this year, right? Was that still in just obviously Willet?
2023, I think.
Okay.
Yep.
Afternoon, everybody.
Keith is good, bro.
Sorry, no. Thirsty guy walks into a bar. You finish it.
Keith is good, bro. Subscribe for 1 month.
That's right. Keith, thank you for... No, wait. Lucky, thank you for the gifted sub to Keith is good, bro. I appreciate that. That is super nice. Eating had a hankering to grill. Okay. What did you grill? I'm assuming some burgers. Did you do some steaks? What were you up to, Lucky? What kind of delicious things were you doing on this non-football Thursday? Which is weird to say. For some reason, I just assumed there'd be football today, but there is not. No. Are there games Saturday and Sunday though? Again?
Yes.
Okay, so we've got double down there at least. Okay, so that'll always be nice.
Of course, the brewery beers you brought over were delicious.
Those were very good. I was really happy. Like I said, I knew the Black Tuesday is always delicious and fantastic. Little filet mignon. Wow, nice, Lucky.
Philip Mignon,
or however you spell it. I knew what you meant, and I probably wouldn't spell that word either. No football, so this was the last resort. Oh my God.
Okay,
right there. I'll take it.
That's right.
I'll take it. If everybody
all we have to do is wait out football.
Yeah. If everybody normally that watches the NFL decides to come here because we're the last resort, I'm absolutely okay with that.
We'll be fine with that.
Guardian Downs, start that trend. I'd love you for it.
We took a backseat to football for 18 weeks. But the rest of the year is
ours. We're back, baby.
The rest of the year is ours.
Oh, man. But wow, that sounds absolutely fantastic. Now, Lucky, did you put anything else with that? Did you put some potatoes with that? Maybe a baked potato with like all the trimmings and fixings and things?
Lucky's in a particular cold part of the country, right?
He is.
Okay, so
he's in that Nebraska
outdoor
area.
Grilling.
I'm guessing he was.
It
was probably like in the 40s today, so that's shorts weather for Lucky. That's like us.
Pocket talked to Darren the other day, and his
Keith is better than whatever trash they stroll out.
Wow,
Lucky, too kind.
18 degrees.
18 degrees. Oh my God! So like
that was a serious hankering.
3/4 pant then. Pant leg. Hey, it's my two favorite beverage brothers. Sunshine. Good to see you. It is wonderful to see you.
And he's in Maryland, and his weather was actually warmer than ours was on. I think they talked Monday.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So,
Nix, how's it going? Good to see you. Yeah, it's funny. I was actually playing some games last night with Backyard, and he's in Virginia. And he was talking about, I was like, yeah, he's like, oh, it's in the 60s. It's like 60. It was like kind of like our temperature. And I was like,
right.
And I guess they kind of get more of the, at least where he's at, they get the like, they'll get pockets where it's like very cold and they get snow and that kind of stuff. Right. But then for the most part, they're a little bit milder climate in that way.
Pocket. I'm assuming those are the cold faces.
Yeah, those got to be some cold faces. Beans, sliced potato, bacon, butter, in a covered tin for an hour on the grill. Oh my God, that in addition?
Oh.
Hour on the grill. So you just sat out there and stared at your grill in 18-degree weather for an hour? Lucky, what beers were you drinking? What were you? What kind of Crown Royal and beverage were you having at the time? I go to a restaurant 2 weeks ago. My son asked for a filet mignon. Wow, Guardian down. Your son is hoping for some big time right there. What was your answer? It would be hard to say no if my son actually said they want, and they actually were going to eat it.
Right.
If it wasn't like, I want to try that, I'd be like, that you're not trying. If you know you like it and you want to have it, that's different. Hello, cool Star Wars short. Thank you, Orca. I appreciate it. Good to see you. Wonderful to see you. He's 12? Okay, so then that was a no then. So what did he actually get to choose then? What direction did you guide him into then? We do ribs and steaks over campfire at my buddy's place all the time. So good. Over a campfire. I've never actually been camping. I know you have a couple times, right?
Just a couple
like overnight
times.
kind of thing.
Yeah, twice.
Actually in a tent, or was it like you rented a log cabin?
Actually in a tent.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I would go in a log cabin. I like having a toilet. I'm weird that way. I can live without a shower for 24 to 48 hours, but man, I like me a bathroom.
You can go camping near a shower.
Okay.
You can
what
go
about near
like
a toilet?
Total Rough, or you can go, what's that? Yeah, that too.
Okay.
Right there.
Because I don't want to bring my poop shovel, which is, I think, a technical term for it that they call it. Don't they call it?
What is that?
They probably call it a shit shovel, really. I mean, that'd probably be the better way to call it.
Bring the poop shovel.
Bring the poop shovel. The trick is to soak wood chips and wrap them in foil in several packets and cook over coals. Get them nice and clean smoke and even heat. That's kind of like what we used to do when we did burgers and stuff like that. You'd wet down your wood chips for like 15 minutes or whatever, and kind of get them that way. And then you'd get that cleaner kind of smoke. That's good to know that tip actually still works. Blue cans that shall not be named here. Is that what you were having, Lucky? Oh my gosh, it's fine.
What are the blue cans? The Bud Light? Are those blue?
Lucky, do you want to tell Keith what you were having? Go outside and sleep on the ground, and if by the end of the day you're sweaty, itchy, and longing for air conditioning, you have done camping right. Labatt's Blue?
Labatt Blue? I used to drink the Labatt Blue, but that's a guess. We don't know. We have
That's
not
what
had confirmation.
We're doing the new guessing game here.
What's Lucky drinking?
What's Lucky drinking out of a blue can?
Out of a blue can.
It might have actually originally had a beer in it, and then maybe he's added something to it. Formerly of St. Louis. Olympia? Bud Light? Budweiser?
I'm too ashamed to say here. There's no shame.
There is no.
We have no judgment.
Lucky.
Well, we do have a little judgment.
You're in a safe space.
Yes, you're okay.
Keep to think less of me.
I would not think less of you.
We think less of you because you're scared to admit it.
That's right. No. I appreciate your concern there, but hey, if it helped you grill in 18-degree weather,
I know, and grill an amazing meal.
That's a good thing.
I'll give you whatever beer you want if you're making that food for me. That sounds fantastic. Milwaukee's Best Light. I'm kind of enjoying the guessing game right now. Are we close? Like, is it Budweiser?
It's gotta be. Well, because like you see the Bud Light.
I don't think of an actual blue can though. Like
that's
Coors?
like got the
is it
blue
Coors?
thing. No, Coors
Did you turn the mountains blue?
Coors is not.
Well, it's a Silver Bullet.
That's a Silver Bullet.
But don't the mountains turn blue or something? That's how you know the can is cold.
The can is cold.
The can is cold. Your mountains and your balls are blue. Something like that.
Yeah, when your mountain. Wow.
I don't know. Something like that. I don't know. It was at 40 with wind chill last night, so it's not too bad today. Minus 40 with wind chill last night.
It was okay. That is cold. Bud Light.
It is Bud Light.
Okay,
there we go. Yeah, that's fine.
That's fine. Formerly of St. Louis. I like
formerly of St. Louis.
Thank you for all of you who played What's Lucky Drinking as he grills.
What's Lucky Drinking
That's in a blue
as he
can.
Grills.
We have some lovely parting guests for everyone here.
Yeah. May we offer you a key lime pie beer instead?
That's
I would just like if Lucky ever makes it out here to Southern Arizona, just blow his mind with all these other beers and things. It's like, oh my God, what is this flavor? How does this taste? Why does this taste like? How and why does this taste this way? Bud Light is the vodka of beers. I mean, to me it is, but a lot of people appreciate and need their vodka. And like I said, it is a thing you need to have in your bar. It's probably always good. Yeah, vodka. And probably a Bud Light. You never know who's coming over, I suppose.
That's true.
This guy drinks Bud Light like it's water. Because it is. What is the alcohol percentage on a Bud Light? It's under 5%, I know.
I would think so.
Is it 4? Lucky, what does it say on the can you're drinking out of? Don't tip it too far so you spill it. Just enough.
Let me see if I get. Oh no!
Oh no!
That's
4.5.
That's when you've.
Is
had
that a
too
guess, Guardian Down, or do you actually know because you are also drinking?
And now we're playing the lightning round.
Yeah, the lightning round. What's the ABV or 5.2?
What's the ABV of a Bud Light?
I'm going to say 4.5 is what I would say. Where did you find the key lime beer? We have key lime rum here. That sounds 4.2. Okay. So easily sessionable in that category. Key lime pie beer sounds terrifying. I like a strong IPA, but when it starts going into Smirnoff Ice flavors, I'm out.
Ooh.
So yeah, that Smirnoff Ice flavor sounds gross. You might be able to find, this is from Streetside Brewing. You might be able to find some of it at Total Wine. I actually found it at my local bottle shop, which, like I said, this place is out of Ohio. So obviously they're distributing a little bit nationally, depending on how good your bottle shop is.
Right.
I think Total Wine has some of these. It may not have this one though. I would agree with you. Like, I don't like fake phony flavors, Nicks. Like, we've had plenty of beers like that where it's like that's, not going to work, especially when it comes to the pumpkin beers that I force my brother to have every year. But like this is actually lime. This like you kind of almost at some point on some things not have to think of it as a beer. If you can't, like, that's totally fine. Like, so
it's a Gose, which is a style of beer,
right?
And yeah, it is definitely usually goes more toward salty, which this definitely has,
right? Salty, refreshing,
and tart.
Yeah.
Usually it's more on the lemony or orangey side, but
Canada here, so nope. Yep, no Canada. Then I wouldn't think. I would not think so.
No Canada do.
Canada do. Oh God. We have Collective Arts. They're probably the biggest brewery that can go into Stranger Flavors, and Flying Monkey as well. We did an IPA from a Canadian brewery. Do you remember what it was?
Yeah.
Because your memory is excellent. It was many years ago, and we had talked about doing some more from them.
Style IPA.
Have to go to lurk mode. Boys, have fun. You too, Lucky. Thank you for stopping in. I appreciate it.
Avalure, or it had had like tea in it because it was. I don't know. I'm not gonna. I do remember doing that, and I remember the can. It was kind of white with some yellow and some green kind of decor on it.
If Schnozberries was here, I think he would remember because we were talking about it. He's also a Canadian, and we were talking about some breweries because we were like, oh, we should look for some other stuff because that one wasn't too bad. I think it was like a 7% IPA.
Tavelius. I don't know why that's in my head, but I think I'm wrong.
It was a podcast, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, I'll go to this YouTube site that I've heard a little bit about. Although I don't know what to type in.
Yeah, I don't. Maybe Northeast. We may have put a Northeast IPA.
Oh, maybe.
I think it was a North. I think that was actually in the title. Maybe just type in North.
Well, it's literally put in Canada.
There it is.
See?
Ta milieu. Oh, I remember because I think we did.
Yeah, we actually had to look that up.
I mouthed the words to it.
If you can find any collective art stuff, go for it. It's really good. Definitely. All right.
Ta milieu. Ta milieu.
So yeah, it was try the hazy IPA from this brewery.
Ta milieu.
We found it. Oh my God, ads on my channel. What is going on here? We'll copy this.
Ta milieu.
Nix, you can look at that and see the name of it because we're going to pronounce it terribly. But anyway, that is
I believe it was Ta milieu.
Yeah, didn't you just move your mouth? And
you did it.
Voicing? That's what it was. What's the strongest beer you've ever had? I think the highest I've ever had was like 13.5%. I have a couple beers sitting in my closet. It's from the brewery. Those are some of the highest ones that I've ever had. The one we had the other night was 16.5.
I thought it was even more than that.
It was something like, I know I have ones that are almost 20% ABV. They are barrel aged. They are from the brewery. They're out of Anaheim, California, Placentia, California.
And
they are absolutely delicious.
Doesn't the 120 range sometimes?
The 120 range is anywhere from 13 to 16% or something like that.
All right.
But yeah, like I said, there are some from the brewery. There's one called Chocolate Rain that they do every year. That's a limited release. That one's usually 18 to 19%. I think I have one of those. It's like 19.5%. Like I said, my good friend, you see him and his wife, HJ, when they're in chat. I know they have some that are probably about that as well. They're really good. Like I said, again, that's one of those bottles you don't open up and like, it's not like I'm like, oh, I drink that myself. Well, it's like, no, that's I take that over for a gathering because it's like, oh, good, we can finally have this one. It's so high alcohol. I share it with 4 or 5 people. Everyone gets like a nice like 3 or 4 ounce portion of it, and that's the amount you want because it is so delicious and it's a sipper. It's almost at that point like having a spirit where you're really kind of sipping and you're tasting it, all the different flavor levels. Like I said, not only cold out of the your refrigerator or wherever you're cellaring it, but then as it warms up, you're getting a lot of different flavors out of it too. So
those can usually hold up to room temperature or
100%,
even a little So,
but yeah, like I said, in that area, maybe that one was a little bit more. Like I said, I can't remember. Maybe I can look at the brewery's website. Let's see what their latest one was for that. That was. I think those are from whatever the last year or two.
Black Tuesday.
Because I fell on Black Tuesday. Barrel aged. Tasting notes. Not saying.
Yeah,
I'm trying to see here. Wish I live in California so I can drink these drinks. There's a lot of, like I said, again, the brewery stuff, does not make it. We're in Southern Arizona. It doesn't make it here that often, and it's very limited. I only have the supply I have because we, like I said, my friend and I, we did a member of their club thing, but then it was kind of a pain because I'd drive all the way out there to pick it all up. You turn it into a little bit of a trip, but still, it was kind of a little bit annoying. If you lived out there, that would be like 100% the way to go.
Yeah,
I don't see.
It's not saying.
I was hoping if I just clicked on it, it would say out of stock. That's fine. 19.7.
Okay, I thought I remembered you saying that.
Well, this one's from 20. I don't know what the one we had was, but I'm sure it's in that range. So you're right. It might have been up to 19. So yeah, the one we had the other night was in that area. But yeah, they're delicious. It's a bourbon barrel aged imperial stout, and they are luxurious and rich, and like I said, they're everything you think of like that you'd want in that type of beer. But yeah, like I said, and so that is not this, but this is equally delicious in a different way.
This is the other end of the spectrum.
This is the other end of the spectrum. Yeah, exactly. We like all ends of the spectrum.
Yes,
we're able to do that. Ooh. sort of means that your best Quebec brewery. Generally, breweries don't do a lot of love of province to province shipping here. It gets expensive. Hundreds of miles of nothing between anywhere to sell. I'm surprised you got it down here.
Yeah, we had a Total Wine.
Again, this was years ago, but we got it through a national chain, Total Wine. I don't know if you guys have them in Canada.
Yeah.
But they are a large national chain that does obviously a lot of wine, a lot of that kind of stuff. But then they also do a ton of beer. We don't get very much beer from there anymore because it usually, unfortunately, is if you want to buy it a single can to try something, they upcharge, which I think is kind of annoying and silly. And then on top of that, their stuff usually goes out of date a little quicker, unless it's like the mass market stuff people will just be grabbing off the shelves.
And I remember seeing that fairly soon after we did that podcast, and I liked it. There's just so many choices and so many things that I want to try that was one I didn't necessarily want to go, but it was good. I mean, we liked it. It was good.
No, I'm pretty sure, like I said, alcohol sales here are all provincially regulated and run. Wow. That must get kind of annoying that is another level of kind of annoying nuance, I would bet. Trying to like, if you actually, I guess you'd have to drive to the places to try, like to import stuff or ship stuff like that's, probably gets as weird as I guess as we do with our state lines, but even that seems a little less annoying. But so we've got another beer.
So we turn to the darker side.
Deck. I think we should turn to the darker side and talk a little bit about the black IPA that we've got on deck. One thing that has a temporary expiration date, unless you don't want it to, is ! Prime. Guardian Down is 100% right.
Okay.
If you have Amazon Prime and it's connected to your Twitch account, you have a free Prime sub that you can give to a channel every month. You do have to do it manually because it does not resubscribe, as Guardian Down just mentioned.
That's true.
But it is free money to a whoever streamer you might be watching, enjoying. I would love it if you want to give it to us.
But at least use it somewhere.
You should at least use it somewhere. But you could look right down, see if you've got it, and then if you feel like doing that one extra click that gives it here, that'd be great. We would appreciate that.
I did that just a couple days ago.
You did? Oh my gosh.
Yes. You were actually alive. I don't know if it came through or not.
So you have to. So if you do the Prime sub, this is one little tip. You hit that, and then you actually have to refresh the page again.
Oh,
if you actually want it to show up as an alert,
refresh.
So you have to refresh the page, and then it'll pop up on the side. It'll say like, "Hey, you've resubbed," and then you can click and hit share. And then when you hit share again, then you'll get the alert, and you'll get me.
Because I hit
thank you for the.
I hit the share, but I didn't refresh.
Yeah, you have to refresh first, and then it's a whole thing.
All right.
Give the Prime to exactly.
He's right here. Prime to About Beverages.
He's right here, right now.
This guy who's doing all this work throughout the week.
This is the day you do it. You sub to Keith.
Yeah.
Make him spend some money on a box wine that we'll talk about in a little bit. Let's get out. Should we get out the beer first?
Yeah,
we want to do a podcast. Do you think that's podcast?
I don't know. Probably.
Can we just keep talking?
Yeah, we can just keep talking.
Okay. Did you want to take a break?
No, maybe after the next beer.
Okay. All right. So
this
on to some more.
How convenient is this?
This is amazing.
We don't have to leave.
We don't. It saves so much time. It saves one of the things that Guardian Down hates the most when I go take a break.
Oh, okay. Good. No break necessary now.
No break
we will
necessary.
take one later because we'll have to get the whiskey that we've got.
That is
on
true.
Tap, but
that is true.
Do you have the sink installed yet so I can rinse my glass?
I know that would be nice. Oh, that's the only thing I didn't think of.
No, I'm just kidding.
You just got to make sure you drink enough in there. I could get a little bucket in here. People ahead and get questions.
Are those guys going to the bathroom on the air? Wait, yeah.
No. That could be our new thing. Like either like when you get to the end, they're like, "Well, are you going to swig or are you going to chuck?" Like it could be like our new rating system.
Swig, yeah.
You
swig,
either like drink it
chuck.
or you just
finish it, chuck it.
Although, like I said, our other brother would be sad if we ever threw anything down there.
He wouldn't want archived visual proof of that.
That would be
other things that I've done. They only exist in lore, in the lore of Cleveland Street.
Lore of Cleveland Street.
Yeah.
He would just request that after the show I bring him the bucket of whatever we've tossed in there.
Now that's sad. No, we know he wouldn't do that.
Anyway. I blame Bevy for not getting anything productive done all Thursday night. I can blame it on Keith. See, there we go. Yep.
Oh, okay. That's right. You can blame it on me.
Just blame it on Keith.
Blame it on the sunshine. Don't blame it on the moonlight.
All right. Do you want to talk about the wine for a second while I get the beer?
Yeah, grab that.
Okay.
So you, earlier today, Andrew texted me that you've been getting some random requests for boxed wines.
I have. I had a couple questions in chat where they're like, hey, have you ever had a good one? Have you podcasted on one?
So we have, well, at least at Trader Joe's, which is a source of a lot of our wine, most of our wine.
95% of it.
Yeah, that could be the percentage. We do carry a variety of boxed wines, but they're bigger boxes. So I just don't know how much wine in a box you want to commit to. I have heard
not that much.
I
was hoping you had some single glass ones.
Well,
like they do have.
We have that in cans. We have cans.
Okay, a can of wine. This is still interesting.
A can Pinot. Last year there was a time. There's a box wine called I think Black Box.
Yes,
and we had gotten a good deal on the cab, and it was a smaller.
That was kind of the one that I have seen that I thought about.
We sold the heck out of that thing. People were loving that. So, I guess the short answer is, unless you want to get a big box of wine, we don't have anything currently, unless you want to go can.
Okay.
Unless can substitute for box. If it cannot, then we will have to look elsewhere for a smaller boxed wine sample.
I think the Black Box is specifically one of the ones, and I think I put it in the pub because someone was like, said this is even from farther back. Let's see. I'm looking. I swear I put it in there. I had bottles of the Snoop Dogg and Martha Stewart wines last night. Not as bad as I was expecting, really. So
yeah, those are the 19 Crimes.
Yeah, I didn't actually get to have any, but I saw those over at our brother's house.
Oh yeah, I think they had the Shard, right? The Martha's Shard.
Well, it was both of them sitting there, so I think
I
think there was a bottle of each. Like I think they come in like a together box or something like that.
We sell. Actually, we sell. Well,
Martha has
sell
the
the rosé still. We have the Martha Shard, and then we have the Snoop Cali Red. 19 Crimes. We used to carry others, but those are the only ones. Yeah. And there's a Snoop Rosé as well. I don't know if we still carry that one or not, but
maybe I didn't.
But yeah, they're usually, good for what they are. So,
I have not had something although the 19 Crimes, that's the same place that makes the amazing labeled Zinfandel we had, correct?
Amazing label.
Is it
Saldo? Oh, no, that's the Prisoner.
Oh,
yeah. I don't know who the 19 Crimes is the name of the line. I don't know if that's also the name of the winery or not. But they're the ones that you can hover over the label, and it originated in Australia, and you can see the crime that the person on the label committed.
Jesus.
Yeah, there's like a picture from
I don't know about that stuff.
There's like a picture from the early 1900s. It's a black and white photo, and then you can hold on that, and then it'll say, "Hey, I'm blah, and I was convicted of robbery," and so, anyways, because I guess there were 19 crimes. So
that is very interesting. 19 Crimes sounds like what happened to me in Tarkov today. Right there. Send help. Mitch, how's it going? It is good to see you. I don't know about that.
Wow. Guardian, he's on fire.
You posted that picture so long ago. The Cubs won a World Series since then. It could have been in that long. It honestly, Guardian down. It could have been that long. It could have been. I think it's about the last time that the Dolphins scored a touchdown against the Patriots, I think, in a game that they needed to win to try and get in the playoffs after they threw away all their draft picks. That was a long one.
I didn't realize
that was really a lot. HJ, how's it going? Good to see you. I'm wonderful. How are you? Sorry you're late. How's the podcast going? It's going well. Here are the things we've been having so far.
I didn't realize that they're saying that Tua threw those interceptions and he didn't remember against the Packers a few weeks ago. That supposedly there's a point where there's a certain hit that he took.
Oh God.
And he said the next day that he didn't remember those. And that kind of explains why I guess the interceptions against the Packers were just bad.
Well, he threw 4 in the fourth quarter, three in the fourth quarter, something like that. It was nuts.
I was listening to.
I mean, they're obviously a different football team when he's not on the field.
Yeah, I was listening to Dan Lebitard the other day because I subscribed for Spotify 3 free months of their premium. So his podcast is on there, and they were talking about that and other football related things. But
should that not just be like an immediate, if that is the case, that you shouldn't play football probably
well, that's
anymore?
why that then when it came out, well, I know as many as he's had, so and that's what so anyway, it's interesting discussion.
That is definitely interesting. But I wish I could have found it, but I think it was that Black's Box, and it was specifically the cab, like that was when they talked, they were like either they'd had it or something like that. So that is one of the things. Yep, I got the rye. I got a bottle of the rye for Christmas. So we are gonna finally try that. I have not opened it yet. I've not tried it. I've not had it. But first, we have another beer.
Yes.
What is this beer that you have brought to the tasting table?
I have brought along a black IPA. Since Oh,
I don't know.
Excelsior!
I just thought I'd throw that in there.
Oh, that's a good one. I like it.
It was still on this one. I was like, I'm gonna hit that button.
One of our favorite, favorite one, a beer we really like, the Mother Road, their Lost Highway Black IPA. It used to be a year round. It's turned into a seasonal. A month or so ago, I actually found it at a local bottle shop and bought that. And then shortly thereafter, I was shopping at a different bottle shop and I found another black IPA. So I thought, let's try it. And because we used to, like we were saying earlier, was that online? Was that
today?
We were streaming. I don't know if that was before because we talk a lot before the show.
That's
too.
true. We do. No, we were talking during this.
Okay, and saying that the Stones, Sublimely Self-Righteous, used to be one of our favorites, and this is a style that you don't see as much anymore. But Wren House does some good things, local to us here in Arizona, not extremely local, but moderately local.
Hannah, how's it going?
So,
oh my gosh, I'm upset. I was almost going to wear, speaking of Hannah being here right now, I was almost going to wear our Two Degenerates shirt.
Oh, is that who inspired the
exclamation point merch?
Okay. All right.
I was almost going to do it and I forgot to do it.
That's a good one, actually. I think I'll have to get one of those next.
Actually, you know what? I didn't forget to do it. I lied. I looked and I wore it like 2 weeks ago. I was like, I can't wear that so soon. But I wanted to again because I love it. Hey, buddy, Two Degens. Exclamation point merch if you want a shirt that says Two Degenerates. Also that too, Guardian.
Half of my tongue gets a little bit of love.
So Olber's paradox is also known as the dark night sky paradox.
Okay.
It is an argument in astrophysics and physical cosmology, which is the study of skincare and putting on rouge and things of that nature.
That's cosmetology. There's a T in there.
Okay.
Yeah.
That says that the darkness of the night sky conflicts with the assumption of an infinite and eternal static universe.
Whoa.
What did Uncle Ned do?
What did Uncle Ned do?
So there you go. If you want to read more about that, you can find it all on Wikipedia. And actually, since HJ's here, one of them to start explaining that.
Oh, that's true.
But yeah, so Black IPA, a style that we don't usually see near as much of, but we did usually like.
And this, I can't remember, is this an Imperial? Is this?
It's 7%.
7?
So
Okay,
I would not call that Imperial.
Yeah.
If they do, it's incorrect that they call it. 7.7.
Oh. So could be
borderline.
They're not even calling it that.
Thank God.
And that was the other thing too. They used to be called the CDAs, Cascadian Dark Ales.
That's right. That was what Stone always used to put on theirs. They used to put Cascadian Dark Ale.
Somebody, Deschutes, I think, made one, and they called it a CDA as well. So
Deschutes, Quaker State. Move that. There we go. That over just a little bit. Ooh, I already like the aroma on that one.
There's definitely IPA aroma, but then there's also a deeper note under there.
Yeah, IPA
Pine?
and then into like some dark chocolate too.
And some pine?
Maybe a little fruit.
Ooh, yeah, there's a lot going on in there.
That does sound actually pretty good.
Okay, we have confirmation from HJ.
The Deschutes one was so good.
Okay.
Yeah, the Deschutes one was good.
I can't remember what that one was, but I remember having that at the last house in the fridge outside and going and getting one.
Oh, I was like, you're like, when it had been a long night, I'd go out there and drink one all by myself by the fridge outside.
Sit in my car.
I'd sit in my car and have a beer. Hop in the dark.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, there's another song there.
Hop in the dark.
Oh,
right. What did you go?
You went for Billy Squier?
Billy Squier, yeah.
I was going to say, I was going for, I was going to go for.
Wait, what's Andrew going for?
Is that the,
That's a new game.
What's the other? Yeah, this is our new game. What song do we think of when we say that?
Up in the dark. Hop in the dark. That's the only one I can have in my head.
Just to hop in the dark.
Oh.
One step away from you. Ozzy Osbourne. Off of Blizzard of Oz, maybe? No, that might be off of Ultimate Sin, which is also a good song. We did a rock opera. One of the songs is about sitting in the drive-thru at McDonald's crying.
Wow.
That would probably make me cry as well, sitting in McDonald's drive-thru, depending on your age as well. I can't remember the last time I've been to McDonald's. Yeah, that aroma is really good. There's a little burnt in there. There's a little chocolate, definitely the pine, some citrus coming through. Yeah, that is nice. I swear there's a little fruit in there though too. Like maybe
I think there's a lot going on in there. That's the paradox.
Getting a little less in the taste itself. Getting a little more of I'm getting a little more of that like almost black currant.
I get pine, I get chocolate, I get that's probably the fruit that you're getting. That little bit of that.
I think
that
so.
Darker.
There's like a blackcurrant or a maybe a raspberry like compote kind of thing. There's something that's like a heavier note in there. The pine is in there. That's delicious. That's delicious. Who decided pine to be in flavor and drinks? You know what I want in my beverages? The taste of classic Buckley's mixture. I mean, it's not like I'm actually like, it's always like, it's one of those things when people say
pine, dank, resin. And those things, those terms aren't necessarily great glowing terms, but
it's like when we had the wine the other week too. We were like, oh, it's almost tar,
like we use
leather,
and
and
it's weird
to think
though,
of those things
can,
as their thing.
Right,
sounds kind of gross, but if you actually taste them,
and I think if you break down what makes those things tasty, there's also stuff that would make
aromatically
make them not appealing, but there's certain, I'm sure, esters and salt molecules and this and that's the part of the flavor that you like. But I don't know who decided.
Like if you ever
Someone decided.
If you ever get a baseball glove, like get it going for the first time, you kind of like leather that up. And
that's
like
a good smell.
There's just some oil like smells to that it's like,
No, absolutely.
There was a scotch we saw that boasted it had brined sea flavors. We didn't buy it then, but it stuck with us, and we went back to get it, and it was gone.
Yeah.
So, like we talk about that a lot when we have scotch. We will throw out the word briny a lot of times.
And that fits, especially when it's from Scotland. Especially the area, but most of them.
Just like I said, just because usually the peat that's used in there, and it's just some of just the natural, the water and everything else. Like I said, brine is very much a component of a lot of scotches. Actually, it's so funny. We were walking in here, and as we were doing that, we literally were talking about that HJ.
Yep.
Imperial Stout is great, gently resting on bourbon oak chips, gently resting on oak barrels. How is it doing? How is the flavor doing? I'm assuming since you put the oak chips that everything was still tasting okay, that you were still enjoying the flavor so far as you've gone through that process. And how did that process go? Did it go okay?
Oak chips.
Quietly rested on bourbon oak chips. I love this can design too. Like that was also part of it.
Yeah, good color. Good,
but this is on tap right now there too. If you're up in the Prescott, Phoenix area.
Yep.
It is on tap.
Okay, good.
Yeah, that was initially I had the link to. Was actually I was on tap. I guess I was hung up on the sea flavor part. Like, does it have hints of shrimp? Maybe some trout. So that's where you.
Not.
I think that's where it starts to go a little too far if you're not used to trying some of those flavors mix. And again, you still may not like it. Like I always like to preface it with that. It's like, I'm not trying to say like, well, you should like that thing. You still may hate that flavor.
It might not be your thing.
But usually when they say of the sea or brine, it usually means a little salty. It means like, not necessarily fishy, but just like if you're at the ocean,
sea spray.
A good ocean sea spray is usually kind of what they'll say. It's just kind of that, and not like people say, oh, when I go to the ocean, there's seaweed. It's like, well, no, not like that. It's like if you actually, like when you first get to the ocean, like, the ocean, like there is an aroma, like it's almost a scent to that, and you get some of that.
Yeah.
Enjoying the flavor still. Looking forward to seeing how it blends with the oak notes. The fermentation was a huge mess, but we ended up with a decent volume. Oh God, I know you said a little bit of that initially when you were watching it. That thing must have should we just do a smaller batch next time to make that not such a hassle? Like, should we just make it like 4 gallons instead of like the 5 and change that we get, like so that it's not just everywhere? I mean, I know that causes other issues sometimes with, oxygen and
huge
headspace
mess, like
and everything.
Stuff bubbling over.
Yeah, I mean, because we have so much sugar and stuff in there that it's just going crazy.
The yeast is going nuts.
Sent you after you clean. Okay. There's a thing in the 80s. I remember houses were all making their own whiskey in casks. We had one sitting under the carport in the driveway. I don't think ever turned out drinkable. Oh my God, that sounds terrible.
Could be bad.
That sounds terrible. If you don't know what you're doing, that could go. I know a thing right now that I have been interested in, and I think I've mentioned it before, is you can buy small oak barrels.
Yeah.
And then you can pour in whiskey and like kind of make your own little, like you want to add some more oak notes to it or whatever. And I've seen a few different people review some of those. One of those would be interesting. Like I think, I don't know what they put in there. I think they put in like ancient ale, like ancient age or something like that. Something that's like a $15 whiskey. And like, oh, can you make it taste like a bet? They did that whole thing. I don't know if that would be interesting. I think it'd be interesting maybe to take one that you already kind of like for $30, like not take crap, but something that's good and see if you can make it like even better. Like maybe take like an Elijah Craig or something like that. That's not super expensive, small batch. And then do something. But yeah, I've heard as long as like it's good as long as you like. Usually you get more woody kind of notes out of it. Leaked out onto the floor before I had a chance to check it that morning. Oh, that I don't remember you. Oh my God. Did Willow and Buttercup, your dogs, help you clean that up? Did they go out there like, we got it for you. We got this one. It's just because the yeast is so aggressive. I also let it get a little hot, chasing some of those fruit notes from the original time. Oh, okay. All right. Have you seen the thing in Scotland, I think, where they will cask you up a whiskey and age it for 50 years or something? You're supposed to leave it in your will to someone. Oh, my God. I have not, but that would be kind of interesting, although also kind of sad.
Yeah.
You're like, Dad's dead. We finally get the whiskey. He's finally dead.
50 years. It's 50 years.
It's time before the dogs got to it. Gotcha.
The dogs are inebriated.
Dogs are just...
Yeah. Well, the dogs liked it. Dog tested.
Dog tested.
HJ approved.
That's good.
Yeah,
I like that.
Yeah, I like that too.
I like that. I think I like it because since there is a little bit more, like it's not overly sweet at all. Like I said, it's definitely more toward that piney and kind of like roasty, like almost porter. Like it's kind of in that porter area a little bit. But I think since there is a little bit of sweet and a little bit of the hops, it pulls back on some of that I usually don't like about a porter. And sometimes even don't like about the black IPAs because like they just throw in the roasted malt stuff at the end and it adds some color and adds sometimes a flavor that I don't think blends quite as well. But this is excellent.
No,
this
is
very
good.
Definitely, if you are interested in this style at all, one to take a look at for sure. Yeah, that is pretty good. Did you get to watch any shows while you had some extra vacation time? Did you start anything new or watch any movies or anything? Did you finally did you guys finally watch The Spirited or whatever that was? The Will Ferrell. Oh, but you don't have Apple.
Oh no, we don't have Apple TV. We had to wait until either Ted Lasso and or Severance. I think Severance is a ways away. Ted Lasso, I would think, would probably be coming out fairly soon.
Oh, okay.
And then we might, spend the $5 for the month and watch that.
You're like, okay. So. Probably should wait till they're all out. Like, I don't know if they'll release them all at once or if they'll piecemeal.
Yeah, definitely. I would want to make sure they're all released for that.
Anywho, moving to Lurk, and to get back to making my eyes bleed, trying to get the Volt Shot roll and the Iron Banner auto. Well, good luck.
Whoa.
Good luck,
moving
Nix.
to Lurk.
I hope you get it. I have not. I've got plenty of engrams saved up. I will be attempting that a little more tomorrow as well. I will not be making my eyes bleed, though. I don't need it that badly.
Good luck. Not in the eyes bleeding part.
Yeah. So nothing new though. No.
Well,
have you finished out JoJo yet?
No. So it was actually nice. When he was here, we caught up. So they have released the next like 12 or 15 or whatever episodes in this current season.
The new stuff. Okay.
He had not caught up to where we were, so we rewatched like from where he was at like episode 16 or 17 up through 24. So we're both at the same juncture.
Oh, nice.
So then, now we just we ran out of time. We didn't go any farther than that, but we were hoping to start a few of them. But yeah, that'll be that is definitely that's on the list. Season 3 of Emily in Paris is out, so we've been watching Emily in Paris.
Emily in Paris. I'm not familiar with that show.
It's kind of it's from Darren Star, so that's the whole Sex in the City guy. That guy.
Oh,
it's been fun. We've enjoyed it.
My mom watches that. There you go.
Well, I'm probably old enough to be your dad. So quite not good. Yeah, is
it just kind of like
you have to if you accept it for what it is,
which is
it's not yours. Just kind of a not you used to say check your brain at the door.
Okay,
kind of thing.
Yeah,
just that sort of thing. So,
is it like a romantic comedy?
Yeah, it's that. It's a lot of attractive people doing
attractive things.
Selling,
I look like any other man. Right? I drink a little. Yeah. I've smoked pot. All right. I've tried heroin. A few times, yeah. Yeah, and class, what I'm really trying to do now is I'm really, really, really trying hard to cut down on the number of times that I try heroin.
So good.
In a day.
Dave Foley at his absolute best. Sex in the City was a great comparison.
Well, because it's the same person.
Oh, okay. So that's all he knows how to do.
Yeah, that kind of thing.
Okay.
So, yeah. So, but it's been, it's like 10 episodes a season. We're almost done with it now. So,
Is there only 3? So there's only 3 seasons?
Yeah, it's only been on for 3
Netflix?
seasons. I think, yeah, Netflix. I think Peyton Manning did. There was like a Saturday Night Live skit within the last couple of years where he wanted to be on it or something because he watches that show or something. There was something along those lines. But yeah, it's just attractive people and their escapades in France.
Oh, and they're in France? Okay. So that's what he moved the setting to?
Yeah.
He kind of did the, the Adam Sandler, like, where would I like to vacation with all my friends? I'm going to write a show in France. He kind of did that move. Okay.
Yes.
I can see that. I wish I had that kind of power. Like, I would totally do that too. Like, I'm not against, not against it.
Though Blended, that they went to Africa and did that. There was that one.
Oh, is that what they?
Yeah.
Oh,
was,
yeah.
Adam Sandler. That's several years ago. Yeah, no, this is good. I like that.
Yeah, that is really good. I finally started watching Andor, which I think I've already mentioned to you, but like I said, finally started watching that, which is the latest Star Wars thing on Disney Plus. It's been out for a while. Like
the Star Wars.
Yeah, actually, kind of that randomly did tie together.
TIE fighter.
Actually, this is an X-wing, but anyway, there are TIE fighters in the show.
There are TIE
I've seen
fighters.
some. But yeah, that is absolutely excellent so far. We're 5 episodes in, so it could go completely off a table, and I might hate it next time we see each other. But as of right now, it is
That would
everything.
be a big turn.
It would be a huge turn. It'd be a heel turn like nobody's business. No, it is kind of everything that I like about. They're like, not everything has to be lightsabers and Luke and Leia and all that. Like I said, there are so many stories you can tell that are just neat in that universe with everything else. 4 episodes in Andor. Do you like it? Do you care? Liking it so far also? Okay, good. Yeah, we just finished episode 5. So what happens if no. Spoilers. No, we've been like it. I would have kept, like I said, it's very hard. There is, like, for some reason there are hard and fast new TV show rules with my family. Like, I will just keep watching. Like, I want to get stuff done. Like, I want to watch, like, and not that I'm like want to get it over with. Like, I'm enjoying it. Like, let's keep watching.
Right.
Let's keep watching. It is very difficult to get more than about 2 episodes, like, of something that my wife has not seen, and also my son too. Like, we'll be sitting like, oh, okay, great, we'll watch the show. We'll watch 2. I'm like, hey, we'll watch another. And they're like, oh, I think that's good for now. It's like, no, we barely get together. Like, can we just get this done? Like, I'm tired of not being able to see this show.
Well, especially if you have to wait for all 3 of you to be in the same place.
That's usually part of it with some of these things.
Then you want to just.
That's why, like, I've started listing out, like I said, because some of these shows we either watched one or didn't watch a lot, and I'm just like, okay, can I watch this one by myself? Can I watch Can I watch She-Hulk? Can I watch this? Like, I even if I don't. Yeah, that was one of the newer ones on there too. I forget what that one got kind of mixed reviews, but I think the reviews that were negative are actually the reasons I would like it.
Oh, okay.
But we will see. So I want to watch that, and I haven't watched. We never did finish watching Hawkeye. Like I said, hopefully he's doing better.
I was saying, now you might not. Well, no, he's recovering.
Well, the show is not going to be taken. It's not going to be taken away.
Well, depending on how many more seasons they have.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know if they have another season going on. But at least it seems like he's doing better as well.
Yes.
But like I said, yeah, like some of those that we just haven't watched. Like I never watched Eternals. Like I haven't seen that. And I think the new Wakanda Forever will be out on Disney Plus on February 1st. So I want, that's just a movie, but I want to watch. It's like I want to catch up on these things. Like these are the things that I like watching. Yeah. So,
I wanted to watch over the holidays, but we didn't get to it. But the Top Gun Maverick, I want to watch that. That's on Amazon.
Is that on Paramount?
I think it's on Amazon.
Oh, do you have to buy it though?
I think so.
Oh, okay. I think Paramount Plus had it for free, and you could sign up for like a 7-day free trial. You should do that and just watch it and then be done with it.
Not a bad idea.
I have heard that people really like that movie, which shocked me. But then it was usually people that were like, I really liked the first one. I was like, and I have no reverence nor have ever seen the first one the whole way through and don't care.
I don't know if you need to see the first one.
I doubt it.
Probably not.
Highly doubt it. I don't get the emotional subtext of Kelly McGillis and their relationship anymore.
I've heard. Well, there's the new Avatar movie.
I kind of want to see that.
I haven't seen the first one, so I'm told I need to see the first one.
Have you seen Dances with Wolves?
I've never seen Dances with Wolves.
No, then you do need to at least see Avatar then. I'd say if you've seen Dances with Wolves, then you've seen Avatar.
Have you?
It's literally almost the same movie. It's like people joke about it's Dances with Wolves plus Fern Gully, which is it was a cartoon movie, equals Avatar. It's literally the exact same story. Someone like goes in, they're infiltrating. Like I said, again, you haven't seen Dances with Wolves, so none of this means anything to you.
That's okay.
But like it's literally that. It's like
those two movies.
Wow. Oh, 100%. Like when that movie first came out, like the consensus, everyone was like, so he just redid Dances with Wolves? Like it is literally that. Like if you swapped out like names of things and aliens instead of Native Americans, and then like said had because it's a military corporation trying to infiltrate a native tribe, and like he goes in and and that's kind of what happens with dance, and then he basically goes what's the term? Is it goes native? Is that actually like the term or whatever? Like anyway, you like become part of the tribe, and then it's like you side with them as opposed to like your own people or whatever it is or something. So that's what Dance of Wolves is a good movie.
Okay.
But it's like he redid it again, James Cameron. Like, I don't know. But I have heard this one is better. And like, I like seeing stuff like that though for the spectacle. Like I would go see that. Like if I can go
for
see
the
that
visual,
if I can go see that in 3D, like I think you can see it in 3D. I think it's in high frame rate. Like everything. Like I would actually like to look in the next couple of weeks. Like, can I see it that way? Because that to me is like is a fun like movie going experience, and then it's like you said, park your brain at the door. Like let's just go like, oh my god, I can't believe he did this kind of thing, and then you don't like other whatever you don't like about it. But I think he's making like 4 of them now. Like it was going to be. He said it's going to be the first quadrilogy.
Okay.
I figures James Cameron would come up with another word. He came up with unobtainium was the name of the element.
I know. I heard. I thought that was funny.
And that's actually true though.
And they're actually after something this, and I said to my buddy at work, I said, "Is this one like can't get it us, can't get itness or something?" I mean, what?
Can't find it here.
Can't find it here.
Can't get it here.
Yeah.
Like really, like that seems like that was like his placeholder name, and then all of a sudden he got to the editing room. He's like, "Oh shit! Everyone's been saying this the whole movie. They all said unobtainium."
Yeah, it's going to be something that no one can get. Yeah, it was called unobtainium for right now, and then oh my god,
I'll think of something later. You've come up with words like the Terminator and T1, like all these other things, and that's the thing you think of for this. And Navi and like all these other words for this people, but then that's like the best idea you have. But anyway. I would like to see that. But yeah, a lot of people seem to really like, but again, like the Top Gun movie, everyone seemed to really love that movie. But
I knew people that went to see it multiple times.
Do you like
the
original?
It's entertaining.
It's an iconic entertaining.
Yeah, I mean, I never saw it.
It's a personal touchstone or whatever.
I didn't see it in the theater. I think I saw it like a couple years after that, and
on VHS.
It's fine I think it was actually on HBO when I lived out at Brian's house years ago. And I've seen it, bits and pieces of it since, over the years since then. But
agree 100%. When I heard the silly unobtainium, I thought I'd never stop throwing. I know I saw that in the and again, I saw the first Avatar in the theater, and that was the big deal. It was like, go see it in 3D. It's the best 3D you've ever seen. Like, and it was at that time, it was a marvel of filmmaking in that way, in a technical aspect, which I can appreciate. I love watching something like, how did they do that? Like even watching, like I said, back to Andor, like some of the shots and things that they can do in this small scale mini series type thing, and the technology that they have available to them to make it look like everything is still very real and very tactile, and how they blend things now. Like, I think that is super interesting. Like, I love, like, one of my favorite things when I used to buy, and I still do, like, buy Blu-rays, and when I used to buy DVDs and everything else, I used to love the director's commentaries and hear how the movies were made. How did this happen? Like, I love that inside baseball
cool stuff,
the stories and all. I love all that stuff. That is my favorite thing. So, like I said, I can totally appreciate that. And then at the end of it, be like, okay, but that's not a very good movie, or oh wow, that actually was an okay movie. Amazing movie, especially in 3D, but some dumb things in there. Yes. Yeah, in 3D, it was spectacular for sure. But yeah, I would like to try and see that, like I said, at its best available option. So I'm going to have to try and look for that for sure. But yeah, that is, like I said, about the only newest thing that I have seen. But do you have a new whiskey, though?
I think we should try that.
I feel that we should finally try this whiskey that I got for Christmas.
We should.
Should we do that?
Yeah.
Probably should take a little break.
Lightning strikes. Yes.
Should we get up, stretch our legs?
Yes.
Maybe have a little water or something like that.
Sounds good.
Maybe have a few belts of some other whiskeys first to kind of clean up our palate. I might calibrate with some regular Blackened. But yeah, we're going to go take a quick break here. Okay. Let me take that off the screen, move that around, and oh wow! Even right there, he is even very excited.
Excelsior.
He's even South Park's version of our former vice president.
Oh, yeah.
I was very excited about that we were going to go try some Blackened whiskey. If you guys are interested, we will be talking a little bit more about that we'll fit as much as we can into the podcast, but that is why you guys are all here and get to watch this live on Thursday nights. Or if you missed any of it, like I said, you can watch the archive of it. It goes up on YouTube the following Tuesday. You can check out any of the information there. But like I said, we'll be talking about the playlist that they used for this Blackened whiskey, what they actually do, why there is a playlist, all that kind of stuff. Is the Metallica tax worth it on a whiskey like that? That's what I like to call it, because it's like, oh, is this just like a $40 whiskey? But then it was like, oh, it's another $10 on top. And then this one is even more than that, which we'll talk about as well. But this one is a limited release. And again, we'll get to all that in just a little bit. Should we take a break?
Let's do it. We'll see you in just a few.
Are you going to have some chips?
Do you have chips? You have your house chips?
I do have the house, the house chips
all right.
that you two enjoy quite a bit. All right. We'll be right back.
Be right back.
We are back. Do you feel refreshed?
I feel, yes, I do feel refreshed by my chip intake.
Okay.
Yes, the house
Is
chips.
your palate ready?
The house chips never disappoint. Okay, good. You brought my glass.
Hello, St. Louis.
It's Springfield, Stephen.
Oh. Guardian Down, thank you for the gifted sub to... You want to try that one?
Last As Bender?
Either Last Arizona Bender or Last As Bender.
As?
Not sure.
Arizona would be onesie.
That's true. Maybe Arizona fell asleep.
A Z. Last is Bender. We can go a lot of different ways with that.
We can. I appreciate that. Guardian Down, thank you for the gifted sub. I appreciate that. That is super, super nice. Yeah, it is a time to finally get to the main event, the star of the show. Should I open it up beforehand, I guess?
Probably. I'm surprised somebody hasn't, done a sub to Unobtainium. Unobtainium is real.
I'm going to guess 100% Guardian Down looked for that first to see if there was anyone that had Unobtainium was an option. That would have been amazing. But Lisa, thank you again for the gifted sub. That is super, super nice. Yeah, we're going to record a podcast. That podcast is going to feature this new whiskey that I have talked about for a while now. Had finally become available and at least easily found, and like I said, was kindly purchased for me for Christmas.
Now, when these first came out, we always had to order them, right?
I did. Blackened whiskey has finally been in Arizona, and actually, good news!
Oh my gosh!
Guess what is also coming to Southern Arizona? One of our favorite other whiskeys that I've had to order online.
Oh, Frey?
Yeah.
Okay.
They actually put up a tweet and they said, coming to sunshiny Arizona, what should we get? And I said, please bring the single barrel. I've been asking you to try this on a podcast. Can you play it? Yeah. So I tweeted back to them about that. Yeah. Frey Ranch is 100% going to become, I don't think they said officially where or when, but it was going to be happening. Good. So that is very exciting. Like I said, because I do love their stuff. And the teas, though, especially the picture that they put on there was for the single barrel. So I hope that is the one that I see here at some point. But yeah, we were talking in the tasting kitchen for a moment, and you were talking about an article that you posted up on Twitter about the was it 20 under 20 or 10 under 20?
Yeah, 10 or 15 best bourbons under $20.
Huge teas, huge teas. And one of the ones there was a couple you were talking about, like I mentioned the Old Granddad 114, which we've actually done a podcast on. That was in there.
That was one of them or not.
I mentioned it and you literally said
no.
Yes.
You said Old Granddad and then you said the 114.
Well, that's the only one.
You clarified. Maybe it is that one. I don't know.
It better be that one. Because if there's any other one, but then you mentioned the Wild Turkey 101, which is also a very good mixer for under $20. I don't think of too many whiskeys under $20 that I actually want to put usually into my
The
mouth.
12 absolute best bourbons under $20.
Oh, yeah, it's right there.
Ranked.
It's literally in the picture.
What was it? Well, I didn't realize it said the Old Granddad's there.
Oh, that's Evan Williams.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know what Old Granddad that is. The Old Granddad 114 you can find for only $20. Buy that one. Don't buy this one.
Old Charter.
Don't buy this one.
This just says Old Granddad.
Oh, okay.
ABV 40%. Very Old Barton, Ezra Brooks Bourbon Whiskey, JTS
Has
Brown,
Four Roses
Kentucky
gone over
bourbon.
$20? Four Roses Crocodile is usually easily over $20.
JW Dant Bottled in
We
Bond.
actually did scroll back. Did you say
back.
Evan Williams?
Yes. I thought there was an Evan Williams. Ezra Brooks, very old Barton.
Oh.
No, I haven't. I think we will get to that.
Oh, okay. We've tried the Evan Williams. Yeah, I tried that with HJ. Like that one's usually around 15. It's a white label. It's 100 proof. It's bottled in bond. It's okay.
Let's see.
It was fine for a mixer. Would you say it's okay for a mixer?
Okay, yeah. Evan Williams bottled in bond.
Yeah, we've had that one.
Okay. And
that one's okay. It's
right.
that's usually like
so that's his number 6. Cooper's Craft Bourbon,
16 or 18. How much was the price on that, HJ?
He
and then also
16.
would you
and
use
this is his price in
mix it
Kentucky or whatever he was. Benchmark Small Batch Bourbon, Jim Beam Black Extra Aged is his number 3.
Fine for a mixer. That's what I would agree.
Wild
with
Turkey 101 was his number 2.
That one's good.
And number 1 was Evan Williams 1783 Small Batch.
I don't think I've had the Evan Williams. The one before it, though, the Wild Turkey 101 is definitely solid, usually under $20, and that's also a fine mixer. I don't know if did he say he would sip that one?
This one?
No, the Wild Turkey.
I don't remember if he says he would or not. Ultimate workhorse whiskey on the list. Works in every way you want or need it to. It'll never let you down, even as a cheap and easy sipper. So.
It's always funny with those lists.
Yep.
Other than the mixing part, I'm not ever looking for like a cheap and easy. Like I don't need I'm not looking for boy, I really want to sip on a whiskey. Please let it be $20. Like if I'm sipping on something, it's probably something better that I've bought, and I just slowly
unless
sip
like
on
he
that.
says his number 1, he says for that price point punches way above its weight class.
Okay.
So you never know. But once again, anybody has got
need to try the Wild Turkey. All the Russell stuff is great. Yeah, like I said, that number 1 would be interesting, maybe to try that one or something like that. But yeah, the Russell stuff usually is always very good. And the Wild Turkey, I have actually bought a bottle of that. I think it might even been for one of our last get-togethers here at this house. Because I bought that because I thought people would be doing whiskey sours or whatever, and it worked great for that. I can't remember sipping it. It was fine.
Yeah, I remember.
I'm just always looking for more. So
yeah.
then it's but if he's saying that one punches up a lot higher, that maybe
he said the 1783.
I know that one. That's what I meant. If he says that other one punches up higher, then that would maybe be worth it to
punches higher
test as a sipper. It punches above its weight class.
Yes.
And speaking of punching, if you go to a Metallica concert and get in the mosh pit, no. All right, we're going to turn off some channel things, some overlays, all that kind of stuff. Appreciate all the follows if you are here. If you are new, this podcasting thing happens most Thursday evenings around 4:30 Pacific, 7:30 Eastern. 2 of us get together, we hang out, we have a lot of wonderful conversation with all of you, and we try multiple things. One of those at least turns into a podcast that is separate from this fully archived show that goes up on YouTube. And it is a pretty fantastic, I think. I'm pretty happy with what we have done over the last decade. I probably wouldn't continue it if we weren't happy about it. Turn this off. You turn yourself
what does
off.
That mean?
Exclamation point. Turn yourself off.
That's not a channel you have.
No, it's not.
A channel command.
There's no channel command for that.
Turn this off.
Unfortunately for Guardian Down, that is not a channel command where he can just turn off the channel right there. He'd like to, but he can't do it. But anyway, yeah, so we podcast usually every Thursday evening. Like I said, if you want to see any of this stuff or have missed any of it at some point, like I said, there's are all the links to the stuff that we have talked about. Shameless plug right there. Go to YouTube, hit the subscribe button. We would greatly appreciate that. We've slowly been going up and up in our channel numbers there, which has been awesome. We've gotten partnered there. So unfortunately for you guys, you have to watch maybe a commercial or two right before you start to watch something that you can skip by. But guess what? That helps us out. And keeps the lights on here absolutely for free. So we do appreciate if you just watch those as long as you have to, and then immediately you can
then you can skip ad.
Get by it. As soon as you can skip ad, you're totally fine. It's totally good. We've gotten as much as we can out of that ad buy right there. So appreciate you guys watching all that stuff. It definitely helps. But yeah, I think it is time for us to hit a podcast here. One other thing I would like to mention. We may not mention it during. If you guys want the actual. I'll just put this in chat. We may mention it. There's that. Okay. All right, we've been recording the whole time, so we're ready whenever. Are you? You stretched? Are you stretched and ready?
Ready. Palate's ready.
Palate is ready. Is the mind ready? Is the mind and the palate ready?
Both. Both are checked in, ready to go.
Those of you who have watched not only this podcast, but have heard me talk on Twitch at some point when I am live on there, which is most days during the week, you'll know that I am I'm a huge Metallica fan.
One of your top 3.
It is definitely one of my top 3 bands of all time. The
Absolutely.
other 2 would be
Led Zeppelin.
That is correct.
Tool.
That is correct. Those are my top 3 bands of all time. Comment in the chat if you don't like any of those. So there is a lot of usually sometimes negative, sometimes positive about when bands or famous people get either into the whiskey or tequila, any of these kind of brands. And that can kind of be a scary thing. Thankfully, I would say when we have had other blackened whiskeys before, taking the Metallica tax aside, as I like to call it, because sometimes it's going to be a little more expensive for these because they have their name on it.
Right.
I think they've actually been pretty good. We've liked them, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely. Yeah, we have.
We have had multiple. We've had the regular Blackened whiskey. It was either batch 88 or 89. You can go in the archives here on YouTube and check any of that stuff out. And then we've also done the cask strength, which I think is still my favorite. That is 113 proof. I have the batch 112. That one has been fantastic. This whole project was started not only by them, but also by Dave Pickrell, who is no longer with us.
Right.
So they have moved on to a man that I cannot remember his name, and I feel terrible about it, but his mutton chops are absolutely fantastic. I think we joked about last time that I could actually swing from them. They're so glorious. So we have another limited release Blackened whiskey for this Give It a Shot. I'm Andrew.
And I'm Keith. And we are About Beverages. And the beverage that we are about today is the Blackened Rye the Lightning, 100%. Well, not 100%.
It's 100% rye.
100% rye. 100% rye whiskey. It's also aged in 2 kinds of oak. Right?
That is correct. Okay. It is double cask matured. It is in Madeira and rum casks.
Okay.
It is still 90 proof, which is the same proof as their regular blackened whiskey. So it is. For some reason, I kept thinking it was 100 proof, but the 100% is actually what I was thinking of.
Okay.
100% rye on this one, and like I said, double cask matured. So as you can see, this is the first time I am cracking the seal on this. Have not even opened it.
Rob Dietrich.
That's there you go. Thank you.
Yes.
This one is limited release. It has been out for a while. I finally actually was able to. I saw a bottle and I was like, "Oh, I like that." And I was like, "I shouldn't buy that because it's right around the holidays." Thankfully,
yes.
Thankfully, I was given a bottle for Christmas, which is super nice. And I've already been asked twice about if I've had any yet, so now we're going to finally have to have some.
I was one of the people who asked.
Yeah, exactly. And the person that gave me the gift, my other brother, was also like, "Have you had any yet?" And I was like, "Well, I'm getting over a cold and kind of going through, getting through that." So I wanted to make sure that I gave it its full due.
Your eyes got really wide when we saw it when we were out looking for our special beverage purchase for our annual viewer appreciation show.
Yeah.
You saw that and wide as saucers, as they
I was
say.
very excited.
Yes.
Yeah, as you can see, a little different color bottle. They've done a different whole look to it for this limited release. The thing that goes across all of the Blackened whiskey is they have a whole sonic noise. I think it's trademarked in some fashion. Again, some people may call it a gimmick, but this is what they do. All of these whiskeys are barrel aged to a certain soundtrack. Some of them have been picked by different artists in the band. Some of them have been picked by the distiller himself. This one in particular, since it is Rye the Lightning, has been distilled and sonically enhanced by having speakers on either side of the barrel playing at probably proper loud Metallica volume, as was what I'm going to guess. The entire Ride the Lightning album, but not the actual original recordings, but actually a live recording that they did in 2012 at an Orion Music Festival. So kind of like I said, a slightly updated version, but like I said, full complete album is what this got some love to. So we're going to find out if that helps, hurts, doesn't make a difference one way or the other. Like all
we
that
wouldn't
kind of
really know because we don't have a non-conditioned.
That's true.
Bottle.
That would be interesting.
Yeah.
Do you think if I asked them nicely if they would tell me
a component? Yeah, they actually have it included. It's a set. You can have. It's a small bottle of it before it went into casks maybe that were not sonically enhanced.
That would actually be
That'd
really
be kind
cool.
Of a cool set,
that would be very interesting.
Yeah.
Blackened whiskey, Metallica. If you're listening to this, if somehow you've gotten a hold of this podcast, let me know if that is an opportunity that maybe only we could share. We could fly out to wherever you do this. We would be happy to do it.
Yeah.
We will fly out. We will taste it before it's gotten sonically enhanced, and then come back at whatever predetermined time frame to taste it again. We will definitely do that. So 90 proof, 100% rye.
Okay.
Guess
do you
what?
like the rye?
It is the color of bourbon.
The color of bourbon. On the slightly lighter side.
I was going to say that maybe too.
Side.
It does kind of actually
really.
look similar to this picture here, I would say. Like I said, a little bit on the lighter side.
Yep.
Madeira and rum casks, at least rum cask specifically, we've been used to that and have had it before when it came to the Caribbean cask, the Angel's Envy, which we thought was absolutely delicious. That was 100 proof. That was also a rye. That would maybe have been a slightly interesting comparison. That one was a little on the sweeter side. I know some people almost too sweet. Right. So that'd probably be my only thing that I'm maybe nervous about, but we shall see.
Maybe it'll counteract the spicy of the rye. Who knows?
I think that is at least the right decision to make. So to the aroma?
Yes.
Rock, how's it going? Good to see you. Sorry, we were in the middle of doing a little recording there. Apologies for not saying hello immediately, but it's good to see you. Wonderful to see you. Look at that. See, if we'd have poured, we should have poured it like that.
With a fist?
Yeah, just a fist of whiskey. What is it they call this? The bespoke bottle?
A bespoke.
Yeah, bespoke.
But they're pouring it over ice.
Yeah, you hate to see that. Do you think, brothers, it's good? It's good to see you, Rock. It's good to see you. How's your evening going? Happy New Year to you.
Couldn't for just a moment think of your third band. I had to cycle through a few things. And I was like, oh yeah.
Did you have other guesses in your head?
Well, I was like, Beatles. No, you don't like the Beatles. And
I don't not like the
Beatles.
No,
not that
I
much.
hate it when people do
No. That's not, that. You're right. I did not say that correctly. Yeah. I know the Beatles are not one of your top three.
No, that is 100% true.
So, but I was like, Beatles? Oh wait, Eagles. I guess I didn't even cycle through that, but.
Where would the Eagle? That's interesting. Yeah. I should someday, I should actually think through a top 10. I think the Eagles would be in there. Can't see them not being in there.
I saw a ranking of the Eagles. Their 7 albums, put them in order from best to worst. And it actually had Desperado as number 2.
Where did we have it? Beatles slander, crimes happening here. It runs off to call the music. See, this is what I was worried about. I really love the Beatles. Yeah. I have all the Beatles albums. I enjoy the Beatles a lot. I understand their amazing their impact on music history. The only thing I have ever joked about as kind of a thought experiment is, can you be still amazing, but also still be considered overrated? Just because you are I don't as much as
such a high tier.
Exactly. As much as I really love the Beatles, yeah. I don't think everything they touch turned to gold. If I heard them sing Love's Like a Roller Coaster, I'm Hotter Than a Toaster, yeah, I wouldn't be excited that this is a new Beatles track.
Well, that's because it was from the single guy.
Exactly. Like I said, but I would not just because you hear this little thing and it's that does not mean, like I said, Ringo dropped his guitar down a flight of stairs. Beatles fans would be like, oh my God, I got 9 recordings of it and I got the bootleg of it. And it's settle down. It's not all amazing.
Well, but if Ringo dropped his guitar.
That's true, actually, because he's usually playing the drums.
Yeah,
because that actually is the rarity to that.
But
that's actually why it's
the guitar
so
too
impressive. Desperado is top tier, especially the B-side. Beatles went through phases like any band. They started out bubblegum and evolved. Yeah, and that's what I would say.
Yeah,
and I don't mind. I actually like the bubblegum stuff. I like all phases of it, and I think that's what makes them a cool evolving band, is that they went from that and matured into other things that I think is really amazing and deep. But I think some people knock them down because of that stage, but I don't think I think that was influential as well, and I think that's kind of what gets missed out on. What you describe is true, but more of a Pink Floyd or Yes or Bachman Turner Overdrive thing. That is an interesting thing too. Like I said, Pink Floyd would definitely be my top 10 as well. They started doing the good drugs from the 60s. There you go. See, rock got to it. If we're going to be accurate, they started doing mostly American rock and roll in Germany. Crocodile. Okay. Beatles were just cheap knockoffs of Oasis. Guardian down with the hot takes. Oh my God. That is too funny. Love how you think you can pick a top 10. For me, it's top 10 per genre. I could probably narrow a lot of so you may do genre, but when we have had conversations, we have usually separated because we were doing this one time. Like I think it was the three of us. Like I said, there's myself. Yep. There's a middle brother between the two of us. And when we have had conversations, we broke things down by this is solo male artist, solo female artist, right. Band. Right. I don't know if we went genre.
We didn't go duo or genre.
I don't know if we went duo or genre after that, but we kind of broke it down that way, and it was really cool. We had some great conversations that way because I think, like I said,
if anything, it's just good. It's just good conversation.
It's great conversation.
There's no right answer.
Yeah,
there's right answer for you. There's a right answer. There's no right answer.
Yeah, as long as everyone is willing to have just like a nice, fun conversation and not get too serious about it. Right. Other than making a joke here and there about something, like I said, it's great. Like I said, that's what's amazing about music is having that conversation. Yeah, your true favorite, Oasis. But yeah, like I said, Pink Floyd for me would definitely be up there for sure. First 4 albums of Van Halen being there. Can you go by just album genre?
Yeah.
We can all agree Billy. Who? Billy? I don't even, is my new jam. Who is that? Who is Billy Strings?
I'll agree that's your new jam.
I'll agree it's your new jam. I just don't know who that is. Because did we all say Billy Joel was like in male? I knew it was that, but who's Billy Strings? Son, can you play me a melody? I'm not really sure. I have not heard of it. You'll need to send me a message in Discord or something like that. I need to find out who that is. If you like him, I need to try him. I always like hearing new music and stuff like that. I've, like I said, had many people send you. I got you. Okay. Good. I've had a lot of people, they'll start talking, like, I don't know who that is. Like, send me the, like a song or two that, like, don't go, like, this is the thing too, like, all right, here's the catalog of everything. It's like, well, don't do that. Like, I've never heard it. What, 5 songs should I hear? Like, it's kind of like, I will give you 20 minutes of my time. And then after that, I'd like to.
You've got to listen to the evolution from song 1 to song 400. You have to be there. The whole thing.
Sing us a song. You're the stringed instrument man.
Billy Strings. All right.
I'm gonna send you a show New Year's Eve from last week. Yeah, that's fine. That's if you feel that shows off the talents of Mr. Billy Strings, then that is fine. But don't do that. And then if I come back, I'm like, well, I didn't like this. And then you're like, well, but it wasn't a good recording because it was live. It's like, don't do that. Do you not invite the middle brother to the podcast because he would cover the logo on the screen?
We could move the logo.
That's partially true. We have that. If you go into the archives, I'm still updating that and trying to finish. If you go into the archives on our website, AboutBeverages.com, we had some podcasts where he was actually on.
You what?
Remember we actually recorded at his house?
Oh, yeah. No, we did. We recorded one at my house, I thought.
We recorded at his
house. On a birthday or something.
No, we recorded at his house too because I remember being in that side bedroom.
Oh, wow.
And we did, yours too. That he was on. So it's way, way long ago. I have heard of Fish. I'm not a huge jam band person. If that makes you change your mind about sending me Billy String stuff. Like I pick my spots with Grateful Dead, but I don't listen to a lot of Fish. He used to wear a green shirt and sit real still. Yeah. Before the goatee. Oh, it'd be way before the goatee phase, Guardian Down, for sure. Billy transcends genres. Okay. Does he have shirts that says Billy transcends genres? Okay. Oh, that's too funny. Oh, now we get the 90 proof finger pointing. Who knows the truth where you record? I didn't say. We've recorded in some other places.
That's only audio.
Yeah, but that was only audio.
Yeah, and years ago.
No, but that's a great idea. There you go. I'm having a lot of thoughts. I'm trying to put them all together.
There's a lot.
That's why I keep smelling. It's not that I'm not smelling anything. I'm smelling a lot of things that I'm trying to I don't want to be like, oh, that's kind of like. So
but there's a lot going on in there.
I know, but I'm trying to I want to put them together because that's sometimes the problem with
cohesive.
cohesive and also editing too, and we're like we go like back and forth and repeat ourselves too much, then all of a sudden it turns into like you said this and this. So I want to make sure I've got all my thoughts together.
Succinct.
There you go. Have you decided what you're bringing over Saturday?
Not yet.
Yet?
Nothing. You get nothing.
I know. Good day, sir.
Good day, sir. There's so little to do and so much time. No, wait.
Scratch that.
Reverse it.
The schnozberries taste like schnozberries. Who ever heard of a schnozberry? We are the music makers. We are the dreamer of dreams.
Well, you just say what you say, and then I'll just say, yep. And then that'll be it.
Yup. All right, I think I'm ready. Are you ready?
Yep.
Oh, you did say it. There you
Told
go.
you. Well, that won't make
it. Metallica fanboy carefully reviews Metallica whiskey, so he won't say anything that would upset the band. I don't think at this point I would say anything that would upset them at all. I don't think I could do that. Some drink notes to pick from. Leave that in. I may have to.
It made him sneeze.
Okay.
Yep. Oh, wait.
Oh, no. Yeah. There's a lot going on in there.
Yep. We agreed off air that to keep this succinct, I would just say yep to whatever he said.
Stop it.
No, I'm
what
just kidding.
What are you getting? What are you getting out of this rye whiskey?
It's oddly light, but yet there is a lot going on in there. I agree. There's nothing heavy. I get a little bit of sweet. I get a little bit of there's a caramely, there's a little something fruit, and then at the end there is a little bit of, I get a little smoke actually. On a deep inhale, I get some smoke.
So I get like some mint in there. I get the caramel that you talked about, and then I think from the rum casks, I'm getting like something that's almost like a spice cake or some sort of holiday cake. Like I don't want to say a fruit cake because that kind of usually for most people is a negative connotation, but it's kind of like it's some sort of spiced cakey notes. Like I said, the caramel, the burnt crust. Like I said, a little bit of the wood is in there, a little bit of smoke. There's a lot going on in here, but yeah, it's also weirdly light in a way, which is kind of interesting. It's not like a lot of heavy flavors. It's very aromatic, and I like it. I think the aroma smells really good.
Yeah.
The taste?
Yep.
Leave that in. So spicy. Smooth like a black velvet. Elvis's painting baby. Oh my gosh. A velvet Elvis. It's always interesting. Sometimes after this, like we do go back and look, like I said, because obviously Blackened especially has a lot of great stuff on their website, which again, the links are down below, or you can find them as we were doing the show live here on Twitch. They've got tasting notes and everything on there. So it's kind of fun sometimes after we've picked out things like the show that we will talk about next week, our annual reveal show. I don't know if that will get like left in, but I'm sure we will talk about it. How different the tasting notes were than what we got.
Right.
Like
we could go back and maybe we should get a little flask's worth to sip as we watch it with everything.
That's actually something we've never gotten to do, and we should actually do that this weekend. I will bring my flask to do that.
Okay.
Maybe I should have poured it over ice. Oh, that's so funny. I think that's the first time I've ever sneezed on camera.
I've done other things on camera.
Whoa.
He said. If it means more subs, by God.
Oh, God.
I'll sneeze again.
Yeah, exactly. Get one sub for every sneeze. It's like all of a sudden someone drops a 5-bomb. It's like, Jesus, God, I'll go get some pepper.
Or one time, Joe did that because he wanted to see if pepper really made you sneeze.
But
he got some in his eye. It was when we were we were little.
Still a couple weeks ago.
I want to see if that, yeah. I'm pretty sure he got some in his eye. Baker might remember that story.
Did he actually sneeze?
I can't remember if he did or not.
That's you.
Maybe that's what put it in the eye was the actual sneeze. Hey, it works. Ow! It also makes you go blind.
I think I'm ready. You
feeling so too? Yeah.
You feeling it? You think so?
Yeah.
So when I was on 8 or 9, I literally watched two of my brothers, piss on an electric fence and thought they were faking, so I had to try it too. Was that a shocking experience?
Nailed
it. They were not faking. Okay. Got it?
I think so.
Sure?
Yes.
Ready? You didn't even say anything about my haircut today.
Oh, I saw you tweeted it. I'm sorry. You listed your things. Haircut was number 1.
Yeah.
Fresh haircut.
True.
Podcasting Tonight was on there.
More Keith.
Yeah, that was on there.
That's how I get lucky to like it.
That's okay. Good.
Let's just talk about Keith. All right. You ready?
Yep.
Are you sure?
As ready as I'll ever be.
Okay. Yup.
Okay.
No more yups.
You want to lead?
No, you can go.
Overall, I don't get as much in the taste as I did in the aroma. It is still light, but there's flavor. I get the spice. And I maybe because you said it before, it's refreshing because there is like a little bit of like mint leaf in there.
Yeah, the mint really kind of keeps coming through, which is nice.
Which actually makes it refreshing. Is too much, but it
has a cooling flavor, like a cooling
sort of cleansing
sensation after. Yeah, exactly.
But to me, there's not as much going on in there as I wanted there to be in the taste. But it's smooth.
I would say definitely some of the subtler notes that I talked about in the aroma, have kind of gone away.
Right.
There's a nice spice definitely on the front of my tongue that kind of keeps hitting, which is nice. Like I said, the rye heat is definitely there on the finish. I wish it had slightly more body, like as you kind of do with anything that's 90-ish proof, at least for me. Everyone's mileage may vary wherever you may roam. But
nice.
This one in particular, I still get the nice little bit of sweetness. The mint definitely still comes through, which is really good. I really like it. I like it that it is very different than the other Blackened whiskeys that I have.
Right.
And I think it's very enjoyable. Now, the thing then we talk about is not only the Metallica tax, but the limited release tax. Total wine, around $75.
Right.
Is this a $75 bottle of whiskey? For me, who is a Metallica fan and enjoys whiskey, it is. Would I buy another one? Maybe. I'm gonna do the Keith maybe under certain situations. Like I said, it's not one like for me the cask strength that we have had previously. That one, anytime if I saw that and I either was low or did not have I would grab another one of those. That one is excellent. I like a lot of the flavors in that, and I like that higher proof goes a long way with
right.
me. This one being 90 proof, I would love to try this at a cask strength. I bet it's more fantastic, has a little more viscosity to it. But like I said, I think there is some oiliness to the body, but again, for the most part, it is a little on the thinner side.
Right.
But I think the mint is very unique. Like I said, that flavor, like I said, and some of that kind of like, I'm still getting a little bit of the spice cake. I'm just getting a little bit of the oak and the smoke that I got in the aroma.
Right.
I wish I got some of that in the flavor. But like I said, the aroma to me is like an 8 out of 10.
Yeah.
And then the flavor to me is like a 6 or 7 out of 10. Like it kind of just drops down just a little bit.
I would agree.
Those two combined, I think are still very good. But again, everybody's going to have their own price ranges of, where they would have, but I am very glad to have this bottle. And like I said, depending on if it is super limited and I can't find any, if it starts to turn into that, I might want to have another bottle around for me as someone that likes, like I said, obviously likes Metallica and likes, having a wide range of whiskeys on the shelf. That would probably be for me, but probably I'm going to guess for someone like you, probably not one that you would necessarily buy at that price.
So the question I have for you then.
Oh.
And what this versus the Willet 4-year?
Yeah, see, that's like they're very different flavor profiles.
But it's a rye, right?
Yeah.
So I'm just, and price point.
So you have the $15 and $20 Metallica tax on top of that.
Right. No, I know what you're, yeah. No, I'm just,
so
that's just, and I haven't had the Willet Rye in a while. And I know you've probably had some more recently.
That's 100% a fair question. Like I said, the Willet Rye, the 4-year, usually you can find that for around 60-ish.
Yeah.
Like I said, at most places. I'd probably lean toward that like a little bit more, but I like the uniqueness of this too. Like, so it's one of those things. If I did not have a bottle of this, I would want it because it is different and because of the flavor profile and because of, like I said, my appreciation for all the things around it. Having a bottle of this, then until it runs out, I'd probably want to keep having the Willet. Does that make sense to everybody? Like, I know that sounds kind of silly, and then maybe that's
more like a trophy in a way. Not a trophy, but
it's because it's a different flavor profile. Once I ran out of this, and if I had a full bottle of Willet and none of this, I'd be like, well, I probably want one of these then. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's kind of like I want to make sure that I have both of those things. I know that's taken like the easy way out. It's good. Your mileage may vary. Like I said, if any of this, like I said, flavor profile wise, it sounds interesting to you. Like I said, I think it is still a quality made product. Like I said, you are paying a little bit more because it is obviously all the things we just talked about,
right?
And all of, like I said, the uniqueness around it, which I think is super cool. But again, that may not go anywhere from you and you'd rather have something else. And like I said, that is obviously totally fine as well. And what is also totally fine, shockingly, is our website, AboutBeverages.com, where you can find all of the reviews for not only all the other Blackened whiskeys that we've tried, including the regular Blackened. We've multiple batches of that. We have had the cask strength, which we liked quite a bit. And obviously this one too will be up somewhere time and near in the future. If you missed any of the archive of this, or if you're watching this in archive format on YouTube, appreciate that. Hit the subscribe there. You can find all of our latest videos there as well. If you only want us in audio format, Spotify, Google Podcast, iTunes, all great places that you can hit subscribe and find us. If you have a favorite podcasting app, search for About Beverages. You can probably find us there as well.
We will be there.
And when you've done that search, probably some other stuff is going to come up, right?
Those social media things. The social media, the 3 pillars, that's what we call them, which for us are TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter, which is the one that we use most often to keep you up to date with what's going on here at About Beverages. Like earlier this evening when I posted that we were about to go live on twitch.tv/AboutBeverages, which we do most Thursday evenings around 4:30 Pacific, 7:30 Eastern, something like that. Who knows what happens when the time changes again, if it stays that way, who knows. But Thursday evenings is usually when you will find us here hanging out, trying some beverages, interacting with those who drop in for chat. And also throughout the week, Andrew's going to keep you up to date on Twitter with what he is doing in the gaming world, what he's drinking while he's doing that. So for all
could
the
be
latest, could be that, of course, for Whiskey Wednesday.
It could be.
Yes.
Exactly.
So for all the latest at About Beverages, follow us on Twitter.
But as we always say, whether we like it or not,
you should give it a lightning shot. I don't know.
And that is a podcast.
You should be struck by lightning.
Stoney, it is so wonderful to see you. How are you doing this fine evening? It's $75 per. It's going to have to vacuum the house or something. Metallica part not enticing for me. Yeah, no, and that's 100% why I said that. Like, this to me.
Afternoon, everybody. Hey,
Look at that. Nice. Wow, perfect timing.
You finish it.
Guardian Down, thank you for the resub to Metal Ass Gaming.
Okay. Is that like, well, the other one was what?
Your ass gaming with metal? Or the metal?
So I think we're going through the as theme.
I think so. Metal ass. There was a like album a long time ago that was like a demo that was like metal up your ass. It was literally called that. And
ouch.
yeah, don't ask. It was kind of a American. What is that? What was that movie? American Me. American History X. I
Oh,
can't remember. I don't know. Anyway,
someone appreciated our Willy Wonka rendition there to grill. Did I hear an ultra compressed
rendition of Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory when I was in the kitchen?
We went through a few
minutes
things.
ago.
Yes,
that's true. We did grill. We did actually. We did. Maybe a bit more like a collectible. It is a little bit like that,
yes.
Cuthbert. Like I said, that is kind of a good way to put it. Like I said, it is a little bit of that. I think the flavors in here are very unique. To me, it is and maybe it's because this is fresh in my mind. This came up it was Youngblood was in chat the other day and he was talking about a bottle of whiskey he had, and of course I'm always like, oh, what do you have? Whatever. And it was Basil Hayden's.
Oh yeah,
and I'm like, oh, Basil Hayden's. That was always like solid. It's definitely on the lighter side, but I always liked that one because it had that mint note in it, which I had never had. And this to me was like a much better, higher quality version of that. I don't know if it literally doubles that in price for what you can find that for, but that was kind of like what
right.
Like I said, it made me think of. But yeah, it is a little bit of a collectible. Like I said, if you were, like I said, again, a Metallica fan, if you have no reverence to Metallica at all and just want a good whiskey, like HJ said, Will It Rye is so good. Interesting question at that price point. I would probably lean most people toward, if you were interested in trying a rye whiskey, which is usually on the spicier side. And like I said, again, it's usually, I mean, it's always can be quite excellent. Like I said, the Willet is just always such a great option. And depending on where you shop, usually $60 is kind of the price point for that, which I know is still not cheap at all.
Right.
But like I said, is $15 less than this at Total Wine. And I think Total Wine has the Willet for, was it 59, 58? It was right around there.
Right around in there.
So anyway, a little bit less than that as well. And that one is just so good. But like I said, this for me as a fan, also a person who is lucky enough to have a lot of different whiskeys and is able to try. I love having this on the shelf.
It makes sense. Yeah.
But it's not, but I'm not so in love with it that I'm like, oh God, I got to go buy 3 more bottles of this. Like I said, which I was hoping for. I was like, oh great, if this is good, like I'll try and figure out if I can get more. Currently dying of the plague. Stoney, no, don't be dying of the plague. I wasn't dying of the plague, but man, that it was amazing how, like, man, I hadn't had a cold in like 3 years. I was like, hadn't felt one of those in a while. And it was more annoying than anything. I was just like tired and just like, and now my wife is also getting a little bit of that cold. Apparently I've passed it on.
It took her a little while though.
It did. Like, I'm kind of surprised. She got hit with a real good cold. Oh, I am sorry to hear that, Stoney. Well, hopefully you're getting some rest. I blame you. I mean, you do hang out my streams like on most days, so it probably is my fault. I would also blame me too. I don't disagree. If you have any kind of a sore throat, though, like I said, the good sore throat remedy that has been in our family for years. So you want to talk about that? It is
whiskey, honey, and lemon.
It is a little bit of lemon juice, a little bit of honey, and some bourbon or whiskey
and a bottle of whiskey.
And a bottle of whiskey. No, it's in a shot.
Okay. All right.
I blamed him yesterday for. Yeah, Guardian Down did blame me yesterday for his cold too.
Thank God it can't be transmitted like that.
I know. Wouldn't that be awful?
That'd be horrible.
That would be horrible.
I can't even watch them on stream because they're sick.
That would be funny. Yeah, I like the aroma for me is really good.
Yeah.
And again, we didn't preface this in because I don't think usually it needs to be with a 90 proof, in my opinion. But we did just open the bottle. It sat. Obviously, I will have it multiple times. I'll probably bring some over to our other brother this weekend so he can try it.
Yeah.
So we will have it a little bit more. Opinions may change a little bit. If they change drastically, obviously we'll talk about that or do some sort of addendum to that podcast or whatever. But yeah, that is it is always good to not completely base what you think about a bottle on your first impression.
Yep.
I have had people even talk about opening it, having a little bit, and then letting it sit for almost like a week, and then having it again, like once you've opened it.
Well,
so
it certainly is going to change.
That'll easily
for sure.
very much happen. You're a powerful online presence. Maybe you could transmit that way. I guess I shouldn't put it past my powers there. I shouldn't put it past that. But yeah, like I said, I still think this is very good. I'm happy to have it. It's just one of those ones, like it's hard to. Once you start getting over a certain price point, I have a hard time just like going like, oh, you should buy it, because everyone has different,
Yeah.
Again, I was lucky enough to get this as a gift.
You might be looking for a rye more in the bullet price range, in that 25, and that's good at that price point.
Right. Yeah. Just
but good for what it is. Yeah.
Honestly, depends on the price point you're looking for.
What you want to do with it, and So,
Stoney, you are too kind. You are too kind. Oh man. But yeah, that is. I said no. I like that. I thought it was like, and we've talked about this before, and I think the Angel's Envy is like it's a little like this one is definitely is not overly sweet.
No,
which is kind of what I know. A lot of people's complaints are about. Like I said, the people that don't like the Angel's Envy. Caribbean cast, depending on how you want to say it. I don't know. Is there actually a difference?
I don't think so.
So depending on how you say that, that one is on the sweeter side. So if you do not like a whiskey that is more sweet and some spice, which like I said, I like that one too. And I think that one's great. That would honestly be an interesting, I wonder which one of those, because that one's like 80 and this is 75. Which one of that would be a really good comparison too. Both rye whiskeys 100%, both aged in at least one of the casks transfers over. The Angel's Envy is at its best price is $5 more, and at its lesser price up to $10 or $15 more than this one. That is interesting. That'd be an interesting thought. We may have to try that one tomorrow then. I still have a little bit of that one left. Maybe we have to do a comparison of that.
Yeah, it's good though. I like there's a little bit, like I said, there's that sort of that mint.
The aroma to me, I like.
Kind of, yeah, like it's refreshing. It's oddly, for a rye whiskey.
It is.
It has that.
Because you get the, like I said again, you get the spice.
That menthol, whatever it is.
Yeah, you get the spice, you get a little bit of the sweet, a little bit of the caramel, and then like I said, that kind of like cooling, like I said, that little mint kind of comes through, which I think is great. I like that the finish still has a little liveliness to it. But yeah, like I said, I wish there was just a little bit more, like I said, especially at that price point to do it. Unrelated, remember those beer ads in the 90s where they'd warn you about skunky beer and bragged about their freshness dates on bottles? What was that, Bud Coors? Who did that?
I can't remember skunky beer. Yeah, I wonder if that was Bud.
It is still something Krill to look for. Like I said, I know you kind of joke about that, but like that is 100%, especially with an IPA. If it's not something that's barrel aged or whatever else, or like maybe, a lighter Kolsch or something, if it is an IPA, I 100% try and look for a date on stuff like that.
Oh, absolutely.
If I'm going to try something for the first time, or even if it's something that I normally like, if it's past, I don't know, what would be your...
For an IPA?
For something you have had before and have enjoyed, let's go that route, not something new that you've never had. How far past the, canned on date would you go for, I don't know, just imagine whatever one of
1
your
to 2 months, I think.
That's about as far as you'd go, really?
There's just so much fresh beer available. No, I'm serious. Like even so that the Celebration that I bought this year in Nevada.
Yeah,
I had one of those the other day, and even that because that was canned in October, and it's it's a fresh hop, so it's on the danker side. So it's canned October 20th, I think. So that's
so 2.5 months.
That's and I've even noticed that starting to get like a little on the heavier, just where it's lost a little bit of that initial luster for me. So
do you think that is because it's a dankier IPA a little bit?
It could be.
I'm not
sure.
I can't scientifically say one way or the other.
It's kind of going more toward, instead of that like the hoppiness, it's going into almost a little bit of that sweet. Not a lot. Just
is it going barley wine?
No, it's not going barley wine. Now it's a Bigfoot.
Now it's a Bigfoot. We haven't done a barley wine in so long. We literally should do a barley wine.
Yeah.
Does Trader Joe's have an amazing barley? No, they probably.
Well, we did that. Oh, no, that wasn't a barley wine. That was, what was that? The clanging clapper that we did?
Easy. If you had to go to the doctor for something, we don't need to talk about it here on the channel. That's fine.
No. Tap and Bottle has something. Maybe I'll look for a barley wine. Maybe we'll do that for next week.
That would be fun.
Have a barley wine
what else?
experience.
What else should we do for next week?
Maybe wine and barley wine. I don't know.
Make like water for barley wine. Make water from barley wine.
We'll have wine and barley wine.
I heard someone say a joke the earlier day, like it was like the whole like water into wine, like that whole thing they were talking about. They're like, it wasn't actually that he wanted to do that, but it was Jesus originally was at a party and he was like, well, I don't want this to end, and I know we're running low, so I don't normally do this. But here you go. I was like, that's pretty funny.
Turn the water into wine.
Was it Keystone? That actually might. I think you might actually be right with Keystone. So if blindfolded Pepsi Challenge, you could spot a fresh versus a 6-month past sell by brew superpowers. Of the same
6
thing,
month?
same thing, yes.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, an IPA, yeah, of course. A stout or something like barrel aged, there's certain, no, you probably wouldn't be able to tell.
that was kind of the point I was making, like I said, Krill, and that's a great question. Like I said, if it is a barrel aged something, like I said, date kind of gets thrown out the window as long as it's been cellared properly. If it's a stout, you can kind of throw that out. Like the darker the beer gets, you can kind of throw that out. And if it's like super light and probably didn't have a lot of, again, lively and lighter aromatics to lose, you can kind of throw that date out the window. Like obviously you don't want it to be years old, but like I said, within that 6 month but with an IPA, especially with how people make the fresh hops and the hazy now, and I know hazy and New England style, it's the same thing, but like any of those terms, if you've heard them, those things specifically, you can tell. Could I tell from 1 to 2 months? Maybe not.
No.
I'm not claiming I have that. But if you're saying you handed me something that was just canned or within a month and something that was 6 months, yes.
Yeah, of that certain
of that type of that style for sure.
Yeah.
Pepsi Challenge 100% we could do that. I don't know if there's any beer we actually could do that with, because that would be super interesting. Like where we could, like that it's made year round, where we could actually like buy one and then hope in 6 months we can buy a fresh version of that. That would be super interesting. I like that idea.
We could do like a tower station or something like that.
Bitter beer face from Keystone. I remember that a guy contorted it. Yes, I think HJ. I think you guys are right.
We could like just do like a Dragoon or a tower station or something like that. I could buy one now, and just let it sit in the fridge. And then get a freshly brewed one. Could do that.
I think that's actually kind of an interesting experiment.
And then we have to do a blind
Dragoon
test.
specifically, because that's a malty or piney thing. That one, the only one I'm slightly nervous about.
Well, that one might be trickier
because it is already kind of like malt heavy. It's very classic West Coast IPA. Or you could buy something really tasty.
Well, you could do like a Tombstone IPA.
That's true. You can usually find that most of the time.
Sirius from Pueblo Vita, do something like that. One of those.
Dragoon is dry and bitter to begin with.
Yeah, that might be that may have been a bad. I was just thinking of IPAs that
HJ is also not a fan of Dragoon. That is like literally you're already at a negative point for
well,
him.
So no, you're right. That's probably not. That one would have a little bit more. You'd have a little bit more flexibility with one like that.
So that would be interesting if we were going to pick two beers, though. I would agree that actually would be super interesting, because that one is on the maltier side. Pioneer, how does that one hold up after 6 months as opposed to something that is like a Pueblo Vita, like fresh? Like if you could, like unfortunately Pueblo Vita doesn't do consistently enough. We're talking local breweries here, but yeah, I think you might be right with a Tombstone hazy IPA, doing something like those, like doing a show where we had both of those together. Like
that would be a show 6 months in the making.
It's not a bad idea.
Yeah,
I think that honestly would be kind of interesting. Which brings us back to Milwaukee's Best as a joke. Please do not ban. No, Krill, I would never ban for that. No, I think that honestly might be kind of interesting if we could find like
Tombstone
immediately
IPA
right
is
now.
available at Tap and Bottle right now.
So if we could find a Tombstone IPA,
they don't always date it though.
No,
or do they? No, they do actually. Okay, just have to make one that has a date on it.
If we could find that and a Dragoon IPA, grab both of those now, and then like in 5 to 6 months start looking again and see like if those match up again. Got better things to do, like sleep. Have a good night, Guardian down.
Get some rest. Thank you for joining.
Thank you for being here as always. Good to see you, sir. Good to see you. Get some sleep. I will see you in the morning, I'm sure. But yeah, we were wrapping things up here. Like obviously that's 6 months in the making, so we can't do that. But like, maybe a barley wine.
Perhaps a barley wine. Yes.
Perhaps a barley. I actually saw the bottle the other day. Was the oak smoked barley wine from Stone Brewing Company. Man, that was one of my favorites. That was so good. And I know it was absolutely one of your favorites too, because how much you love barley wine.
Oh yeah, I do love barley wine.
What was the only? Did you like any of the ones we ever tried? Was the Bigfoot?
The Sierra Nevada.
The Sierra Nevada?
Which you
Bigfoot?
said was the least.
Barley wine that I'd ever had. If not dated, that could be rough depending on how long they had it on the shelf at Tab. Yeah, no, like we would have to find dates, because I would want to. I would like for me. Yeah, for someone that does stuff, like I said, when it comes to video games, and we joke about our science of like how fast can we do this thing, whatever. I would want the science to be accurate, as I know you would too, because like I said, that's what you're about. So we would have to find that. Iron City. Sorry, I can't stop yelling out of worst beards of all time. Krill's just yelling out worst beers of all time. But we have had another fantastic evening.
Yes, thank you all for being here. Who are we dropping in on?
We are going to go say hi to Backyard. Backyard is playing some Iron Banner. It is also his birthday today.
Oh, well, let's wish him happy birthday.
So we got to go say hi and wish him a happy birthday. Hopefully he is having an excellent one. He is doing some Destiny stuff, and he is super nice. We love him here so much. We're going to go say hi to Backyard, and we'll be back again next week, 4:30 Pacific, 7:30 Eastern once again.
Yep.
We are threatening a barley wine. We'll try and figure out something else to go along with it.
That's right.
And we'll let you know if we've actually been able to progress in this long form podcast, which I think could actually be neat. Like I think if we could talk about it early enough and like build up something to it, I actually think this is kind of a cool idea. And I think since you mentioned Dragoon and like I said, and then Tombstone, I think it'd be neat to have two different styles like that. I think that would also be because one's more of the traditional newer style hazy IPA, the other one's more the classic West Coast malty piney kind of thing. So I think that would be super cool.
All right.
Does that sound good to you? Does that sound like a plan?
It does.
Are you sure?
Comparison. It's always good.
You've only got a few seconds if you change your mind.
Not changing my mind. Everyone, have a good evening. Thank you again for being here.
Good night.